Degenerates. My name is Juan. This is
Marce.
We want to start off the episode first and foremost. We're gonna get to the crazy. We're gonna get to the chisme. We're gonna get to the usual round of craziness that has been the past couple of months. But first and foremost, we want to go ahead and say a lot of thank yous for the Instagram community specifically, because our followers have grown significantly on Instagram, and it has been primarily because of 2 videos that we've been putting out that talk about the Mexican American experience. That has been very humbling, a very humbling experience that a lot of people have resonated with that content. We really greatly appreciate all of you guys. We worked really hard on those videos, and we're currently working on a lot more. We're planning on trying to branch out that whole thing with identity crisis and with, a lot of that information. So, needless to say, we thank you. We're in the process of trying to organize all of that. We want to continue to bring more of that content to you guys, because we feel like it's very important. But in order for that to happen, we need a lot of people to migrate from Instagram to YouTube and just hit subscribe there also. We would really greatly appreciate it. It'll help us be able to monetize a lot faster, and then it'll help us be able to make more content more quickly in order for us to get it to you as fast as possible. We're still going to make it regardless. So if you don't, it's okay. But it would really, 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 really help. So, thank you guys so much. The positive feedback has been overwhelming. We really appreciate it. And yeah, how have you internalized 4,000 new subscribers? Followers. That's kind of crazy, right?
Oh, that's crazy. Like I was telling y'all on our group chat, I've always, anytime that I had ever been on social media and like popped off on social media or like videos or whatever, somebody always put in perspectives like, what if those people were standing right in front of you watching you do what you did in that video? And I was like, that's a lot, because
it's a lot of people.
because the amount of people who've, one, watched those videos that they've really liked, and then 2, subscribed or followed us, they don't fit in this house, dog. Like,
yeah, we need a theater.
Like,
we need more than a theater.
That would be a small theater right now. Like, we're at small theater status.
Mid theater.
Mid theater status.
A small theater would probably be like 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah, and that's not to say that all these people like could potentially be in one place at one time, but like, if you look at it that way, like, it's a great success to like see this, like this.
Can we flex a little bit? Can I flex?
Yeah.
We did all of that, mind you. People out there, this is my camera. People out there, no paid boost on Instagram, no paid boost on Facebook, no paid anything for any YouTube. There has been not a single cent that has came out of our pocket into the algorithm to try to figure out a way to. We're not even verified. We're not verified on Instagram. We're not verified on Facebook. We're not verified anywhere where you have to pay to get verified. Twitter, like nada, absolutely nothing. So for me, that's a flex, because at the end of the day, that's natural. That's natural growth. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like really natural growth. And to think that 2 years ago, when we started this, and we were just like, oh, let me just see how it'll work. Let's see if we can have something to say. We didn't even have goals to get this far. We just wanted it to use it for the like portfolio for the media companies, really.
We didn't really know what we were doing. Like the idea, not gonna lie, we still kind of don't. Like it's a growing.
Excuse me.
It's a very growing organic feel. We're going as we go. We had a very different idea of what we thought we were going to be doing with this at first to what we're leaning towards now, where we're like finding our groove. Like
we're doing our good Ross Geller right now, and we're fucking pivoting every single chance we get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
We're kind of in the middle of, because of the success of these 2 videos. We're kind of in this middle ground where we kind of want to make like a documentary style stuff of our family and our culture, but then we also are kind of in this concept world where we're trying to potentially even develop characters to make short films. And or like episodes of a series or feature, like we're in that we're having these two different kinds of conversation, and maybe both, maybe one informs the other and vice versa or whatever. But yeah, I just thank you guys.
I think overall something that like we want to like let be known to y'all is that we are first and foremost creatives. So like what we want to do is create things that come from that little part in our brain that like doesn't shut up. Like for instance, there's a lot of like creativity that is had between us, that we bounce ideas back and forth, and thanks to you guys we are actually able to have momentum, because believe it or not, you can't do much whenever you don't have the audience to reciprocate the love
or the funding,
you know. Let's be real. This is a real conversation that we're having. You need that. You need the funding. You need the momentum from the audience. You need the collaboration. You need the help, because y'all know, like we're all coming from the same spot. Like we're literally coming from the same spot. Nothing. Our families got here with just nothing, and just started working to do whatever they could do to get us out there. And we are fortunate enough to be able to, because we work our jobs, dogs. Like we are out here working.
We all have other jobs.
This is our side hustle that we are doing because we have so much creativity. Like we have so much that we could give to the world that we think that you guys would really resonate with and could really, really, really enjoy. And that's what's keeping us alive. That's what has been keeping us alive for the last 2 years, even when it felt like we didn't have anything, because we literally started at zero.
And now we have people across the country.
Yeah.
You know, in California, Chicago, where people are saying like, hey, if you guys want to collaborate, if you guys want to work on stuff together, I'll be down to help you, so long as it's still pertaining to that vision and those videos that you're putting out. So
also shout out to the people who have been like rocking with us since before we even hit 10K, because we have a handful of people that were like, y'all, I see what you guys are trying to do. Like y'all are gonna get you guys are gonna get big, and not saying we're big now, but we're definitely on our way to getting to a spot where we feel like we can actually continue to make this our job.
I got recognized by another stranger the other day.
Did you?
In Austin.
Did you?
Yeah, like some.
That'd be surreal.
I was having a conversation, and then I was like, oh yeah, I have a podcast. I kind of, blah blah blah, because I was talking about the media company, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh yeah, what's the podcast? Apparently they were like really into podcasts. It's just like, it was like a 16, 17-year-old kid, and I was like, oh, it's called Degenerates, and he was like, that's you? And then he like went in, and like apparently he was already following us.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was all like, oh. And I felt super awkward. I was all like, oh, yeah, that's me. like, yeah. And he was all like, oh, dude, that's cool. Like, yeah, blah, blah. I watched you guys this and that, blah, blah. I think you guys are funny, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's me and my sister. He's like, that's your sister? And I was like, hey, he kept on asking me. And I was like, for a second, it went from like me being like, yeah, you should go follow us, that me being on like promoter mode, to him like knowing, and then me being like, whoa, bro,
somebody
like, you're coming on a little too strong right now.
Yo, but that's real, dog, though, because like back when I used to do
my imposter syndrome hit real quick, bro. I was like, nah, that's not me.
That's not me. I don't know who you said. That's my cousin.
That's like, you know how whenever you get caught, whenever you get caught and they show you the CCTV footage and you're like, that's not me.
That don't look like me.
That wasn't me. Now, I don't have good eyes, bro. That wasn't me.
That ass.
Same shirt y todo that wasn't me, dude.
No, my thing is, it's like, I've had that before when I had my like, when I was like popping off on Instagram for makeup, like, and people would just be like, oh, and that's like, oh, I've seen your videos. And I'm like, why? Like, I mean, not why, but like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, what? And how do you recognize me? Like, I'm just, like we've said before, this is a very humbling experience. And also, this is a very great, like, mindset to have, is if we can do it, then everybody who's done it is just like us. Like, there is nothing extraordinary about us. I'm gonna put that to you super, super like, obviously, like it's very, very much. We are not anything crazy special. There isn't nothing.
There's not like a huge amount of money behind us.
There is a huge amount of money there. Like, yes, we have creativity, but like there is nothing about us that if you were to see our like timeline, be like, oh, that's the point where you became this person that had this ability.
Or if you were to see like how we act like regular
on a day-to-day basis.
On a day-to-day, like
we are just normal people
like, bro, like,
rolling
all these
through
people are
life.
just normal, yeah.
And that has been super humbling because it feels like those people who already made it or who have been making it, people like I think podcasters and I think like Andrew Schultz, right? And like people who have money, who've made it, who've had this like success.
To be fair, they probably already had money though.
I'm sure, but even then,
I mean,
like
by the time Flagrant came around, they probably had some money. They were
well, yeah, because they're like me, aren't they? Weren't they being bankrolled by like Joe?
No,
Joe wasn't bankrolling them.
No, because Schultz was with Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne before at around the same time that Flagrant he kind of started it up, and then he was already starting to tour, and both Andrew and Charlemagne were already on MTV2 as like back end extras, which is still not a lot of money, but I mean, you live in New York, you're getting some castings. Regardless, what I'm saying is,
but even then,
I don't want to downplay it. They still grinded their ass off to get Flagrant to where they are.
My biggest thing is it's like they are.
But I'm just saying,
they had the same dreams that we did before they got big. Because you got to start from somewhere, dog. Like you got to start somewhere low, and so they did the grunt work, being these little extras, doing whatever, to potentially being more. And there is always time for success. Like there is no specific time in your life where you have to be successful. So,
but in general, like for us, it's very important for you guys to know that because it was literally zero. It was like literally zero. Like I had like I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get all this equipment and I have my media company, blah blah blah, and this and that. Excuse me. And it was literally like, let's sit down, let's talk about a vision.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how we can handle it. Like personality. Let's talk about what works, what doesn't. Let's be open to change. Don't get stuck on one thing. Let's try this out. Let's try that out. Let's try this out. Let's try that out. And like constant trial and error and saying like, I think that would be a cool idea. Can we execute it? Well, okay, well, let's try it. And then like after we see it, we're like, well, it's kind of not hitting the way we want to. Okay, let's put it in the back burner. Maybe we can come back to it later. So even now, right now, we're reopening conversations of stuff that we tried before where we're like, I think now that we've done this and this and this and this worked and this worked and this worked, then maybe we can start executing it in this way.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like belief in the product that we're doing.
Yeah. But
even to the point where the videos that have popped off, we uploaded them months ago.
Yeah.
And they didn't pop off. And I did no edits. I did no nothing. I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna re-upload it later, another time when I feel like it, like there's some momentum or there's some right. And again, the same video, nada, like just no edit, no editing, no nothing, no change. Put it up, boom, it's up. Like 400,000 views. It got us like, so it's just a testament of us being like, no, like we know that it's good. It's just we're not catching luck with the algorithm right now. You know what I mean? And
honestly, this is why we're so appreciative of people like coming and telling us and seeing the comments and seeing the messages that we get from people. Because I remember like 2 years ago when all of this was starting, I wasn't even supposed to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, correct.
Like I was never supposed to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, you were just supposed to be like
I
producer.
was supposed to be helping with the producing and helping with the creativity, helping with the organization. And that was all. Like I remember sitting down with a group of our friends and me being like, all right, guys, this is like, I need to know, like, are y'all in it? What's going on? Like, you gave your idea and cause you're the like mastermind behind a lot of this. And then I'm just the enforcer. Like I've always said that between us two, that you have an idea, I will help you enforce it. Like I will go out of my way to like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever your thought is, like I'll help you with it. But I have never really been somebody who has the idea to begin with. Now, sometimes I do, very few things I do, but for the most part.
But 2 years ago, you were just supposed to be the organizer.
But yeah.
And then fast forward.
And like, yeah. And so like that's what I was meant to be doing. And like coming here, transitioning from what we've done multiple times into different things, into identity crisis, into this, because identity crisis came from a thought that I think I did or you had. I don't remember who had the thought, but it was a very like, yo, that'd be a great idea. Like, what if we do it like this, right? And we've been transitioning into these things, you moving into Austin and like me being here in Houston and like having to maneuver how to make more content. We don't want to let it go. Like, we've had a lot of opportunities, even early on, we had a lot of opportunities to just say, you know what, never mind.
Yeah.
Like,
it could have been easy.
It could have been really easy. There was emotional stuff happening. There's been moves. There's been new jobs. There's been everything. And we're still here, and we're super, super grateful that you guys are now coming along on that journey and are wanting to see us, even though we say really weird shit sometimes. We really, really appreciate it. And that's the thing.
So do you want to talk about the video?
Yeah.
I feel like we should start there because that's the first thing that we're talking about. Again, the videos on our Instagram, it's really everywhere. Everywhere where you can see it's a video about our father and the Mexican American experience, and about our father and how our father was with us whenever we were growing up. What's your favorite part about the video? Your favorite? Because I have a lot of words that are in there that I think are very, very powerful to the experience of an immigrant. Maybe it's not even Mexican Americans, because again, the power of social media. There's been people that are like working class, blue collar, white people that are like, oh my God, this was my father. There's been people that are Arabic that have commented.
It's just an immigrant.
And been like, yo, like it's not just you guys.
It's a low income thing. It's like, this is resonating for people who have had to deal with being a low income family. So what's your favorite part about the video? My favorite part is my baby in the video. Like, because my baby has been, I think, a very like pinnacle point in our family that I think both of our parents were like, oh shit, like we have someone other than our children that we have to change for. Because there's been a lot of like, our parents, like every parent, I think, has a hesitation to change the habits that they had with their kids, because they grew up doing that while we were being raised, and so it's just something that it was ingrained in their heads for so long. But when they saw this new life, like I've heard mom and dad very specifically be like, I had to stop because of her. And I had to change habits. I had to change the way that I speak to you. I had to change the way I spoke to your brothers. I had to change the way that I approached mental health, the way I approached you guys' health in general, like different things that they're like, it's because we want to grow old enough to see her and then the rest of our grandchildren that are going to come. And I've used her. I'm not going to lie. I've used her as like, y'all don't want to see her grow up? Like, y'all really gonna keep having these bad habits? Like, and they're like,
damn, not the gaslighting.
I do. I straight up, I'm like, Dad, especially with Dad, because my dad had a bad habit of never wanting to get himself checked out. And he had a scare this year that I dead ass looked him dead in the eye. I was like, ¿No quieres conocer a tus nietos? And he looked at me and he goes, what? And I was like,
say what?
I was like, ¿No quieres conocer a tus nietos? I'm like, you have two whole ass kids that don't have kids yet. You don't want to meet them? You don't want to meet their kids?
Damn.
And he just looked at me and I was like, you met one.
Damn.
But that don't mean that you're going to get to meet the other ones if you keep acting the way you're acting. So get it together. And he was like, okay.
You said grow up.
I did say grow up.
To a 50-year-old man. Just grow up.
Grow up.
Grow up, dog.
Get on it.
Get on it, bro.
For real.
Get off the couch.
And so kind of going back to the video.
Get off of YouTube.
And he's changed habits because of that, and he's like, he doesn't drink anymore.
The part of the video. That's the part of the video also wherever
it says
generational trauma.
It's like there's somebody comes along to break the cycle, and that's why it felt so beautiful to see in the video, because to me everything that you put, like, because it's my parents, like when you say like my father taught me how to need someone, right, with mom, because the truth is, like, yes, like dad would not be able to do half of the things that he does if he didn't have mom's support.
Correct.
Even though it hasn't felt that way the entire time growing up. You know, if there's always situations where you're like, no way. Like, dad doesn't need mom for this, or mom doesn't need dad for this. And it's like, no, they do. They're a partnership. They need each other. And so they always have had that, like, cohesion there that sometimes goes unnoticed by us. But I think those two parts have always been my favorite. And then also, like, those clips you have of grandpa, because we know, you know, the amount of, I've had a lot of conversations with dad about the generational trauma that came from his father and how much he worked. You could see just how much he worked to not pass it on to you, specifically you, because you were the firstborn. You were a boy. So you grew up with dad being a different kind of man, and he tried his hardest to avoid being the man that grandfather was to grandma. I think.
Yeah.
At a lot of points that, I mean, obviously there's a lot of differences between them, but like there was a lot where he like tried his hardest not to like just dump it all on you, because it's so easy. Like, it's so easy. He could have just so easily been like, you know what, fuck it, I had a bad dad, I'm gonna be a bad dad.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, the excuse was always there.
Yeah, it was always there. And I think seeing also just the fact that you had like this beautiful idea of talking about dad like that. And you're right, like it's so reminiscent to so many people, because we're at a point in our lives or at a point in the world where the conversation of breaking generational trauma is very big.
Yeah.
And so you open that door, like, or open a lens into a side of our family that is talking about breaking generational trauma that I think a lot of people in the world, especially people in our age group, are talking about or thinking about. It's very prominent in their heads right now because we're getting older.
Yeah.
we're making families now, so
I think the main sentiment that I really wanted to get across from the video was specifically, it was more we have to figure out a way to put context to history. That was where I was like really, really, really trying to come from, because it comes with a little bit of privilege. Like, it comes with a little bit of fortune, because we are lucky enough to not have a bad father, right? Like, if we had the kind of family that where it was so toxic that we like have been consistently being hurt by all of us or the adults, and you know, then I think it might have been harder to gain this perspective. But the main sentiment that I was trying to get is we have to put context to history. And if you put, in relation to our family, if you put our parents historically in the year where they had me, where they had you, and you put them as 20-year-olds, and then you visualize like, what does it mean to be a 20-year-old? What do I remember being a 20-year-old? Do you remember being a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, and how you didn't understand the world? And then you put these two people in a new country with not knowing the language, dealing with their marriage, dealing with their relationship that they may or may not wanted, or they may or may not even anticipated like being, you know, holding down for so long, that they had to uproot their lives and give up on their dreams and give up on versions of themselves. And, you know, just that if you contextualize all of that, then you start to realize that despite the fact that maybe it's our family or it's your father or whoever, that, and you may be hurt by a lot of their decisions, once you contextualize it, hopefully you come to the realization that they're just as broken as you are in some ways, or they're more broken than you are in some ways, or they're deeply hurt because of decisions that they had to make as immigrants, as low income, as, you know, people trying to survive. And I think recontextualizing that was very important, because it humanizes people. I think a lot of times, and it's through no fault of our own, I think a lot of times, as because we live inside our own brain, we look at people that are supposed to have a title, dad, mom, grandma, grandfather, right? And when we're kids, the notion is, oh, these people have it together. These people have, know how to protect me. These people aren't fallible. These people are flawless. They know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And then you get hurt by them in some way, shape, or form, especially when they're not all the way there emotionally, psychologically, bad habits, vices, addictions, like, right? Like you contextualize it all. And you're like, oh my God, like this person was suffering.
Yeah.
This person was suffering and was still supposed to take care of me and was still supposed to figure out a way to teach me how to get here from point A to point B. And maybe they weren't as successful. And maybe they never told me that they knew that they weren't as successful. Maybe they never let it show that they were beating themselves up because they weren't that successful and because they wanted me to be here or they wanted you to be there. Or you know what I mean? Yeah. So recontextualizing all of that, all underneath this mask of culture, of Mexican culture, dictating that don't show vulnerability to your kids, don't show vulnerability to the world, don't show vulnerability to other people, because you have to keep fighting, you have to keep going, and you have to, right? I think that was the main intention, like the main goal that I had, because over the past, I'm 32 now, so over the past 7 years, it has been a personal journey of mine to try and understand the mindset, the feelings, the mental, the mindscape that our parents were in, so that there could be some sort of perspective that I can gain, so that I don't fault them for things that they may or may not even know what was going on in my mind, to me, or in general. You know what I mean? And I think that's important. I think understanding the history that you come from and the people that you come from and their story as much as possible, good, bad, and ugly, asking them questions about like things that maybe a son or a daughter wouldn't ask a parent, right? Yeah. I think it's important. I think it's like it recontextualizes the way that you think about your history. And it goes to one of the other points that I wanted to make in the video of, there's a line where I say like, my job is to progress, and my job is to make sure that the people that I come from didn't break for nothing. Mm-hmm. And that specific sentiment goes to a very wide range of topics that I've realized is like all tethered to that. I've had friends before. I mean, you know how social I can be and how easily I can be part of a lot of different groups. So I've been parts of groups where people do not have that history. People do not, like their parents do not have that kind of history. I had friends, I've been around friends that are like, oh my God, we're going skiing this weekend. Or like, oh my God, you know what I mean? What's your favorite thing to do over there? Oh, my favorite vacation is to Costa Rica. Or like my favorite, like, and I'm like, man, we come from two different worlds, yeah. Right? And they don't have that kind of version of their family to kind of tug on. And for a long time, I would be around certain people that were more well off financially than we were, and I've said to myself like, oh man, like there's a little bit of shame, but then there's also a little bit of jealousy, yeah. And and then I've come to the realization that you just get what you get, yeah. And you have to be grateful for what you have. So I've come to the realization that like one, if I want a certain future, I need to go out and try to get it, right? But then two, there are certain realities that I'm just never going to experience. Yeah. And you kind of have to come to terms with that. And I use that to myself a lot whenever I say that to myself a lot, because sometimes I'm like, you don't even have the luxury of speaking in certain ways. You don't have the luxury of saying like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this off, or oh, like this doesn't matter, or oh, I'm gonna go ahead and make this kind of life decision, or this kind, like in a lot of ways, I've had to backpedal on a whole bunch of my personal dreams and desires only because I'm like, I don't have the luxury of pretending like I can just willy-nilly like, yeah, lackadaisically frolic into my dreams. Like I don't have that kind of support, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's not. But I come from these people. I come from these people that in their own right, contextually speaking, did great, phenomenal things and made great, phenomenal sacrifices. And it would be such a slap in the face to make decisions to fuck up my life or to engage in certain things that disrespect their sacrifice. So in a lot of ways, in my mind, I'm like, I don't have that kind of luxury. I don't have the kind of luxury that other people have where they can just kind of like willy-nilly find something to do. Maybe my kids will have that. Maybe my grandkids will have that. But like realizing that I come from a very specific people and they made great sacrifices. And in order for me not to disrespect those decisions and that legacy, I need to further the progress.
Yeah.
I need to be another catalyst for another jump into financial security, into more healthier relationships, into a new world, a new digital world, a new, you know, I mean, like I need to be the conduit of that, or else all of the sacrifice that was put behind, that was there behind me, is just goes to waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think like when you're like, I look at it through the lens of motherhood and parenthood, when an association to our family and our parents, because, and for me, it's also been those 7 years, and consequently, it's just because of the fact that I've been a mom for 7 years, that when I have thought about all the sacrifices our family made, it makes a lot of sense as to why they emphasize so many things in our lives, like college education, like pursuing our dreams, even though we were defying some of the expectations that they had of us. Like, I think our parents always made the effort to still be just as supportive of that, because they didn't get to do that. They had to let go of every single dream, aspiration, anything that could have remotely been like fucked off. Like you said, like they had no other. They had the choice, actually. They had every choice to leave us behind. They had every choice to leave you behind, because we see it happen all the time. People leave their kids with grandparents and they just disappear and go do whatever they want to do. And our family, our mom and our dad, chose to sacrifice every bit of their dreams, aspirations, and their adulthood, like young adulthood, for the sake of raising their family. And yes, there is a lot of, you know, societal pressures and cultural pressures that were going into that, because God forbid that anybody in the family ever did something like that in either side of the family. They would have shunned them out, been like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Yeah. But they still did it. Like, that, just because you're shunned doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have enough balls to do anything. And so seeing mom and dad sacrifice their life like that, when I was younger, it didn't make sense to me. I was like, why do you care that I do this? Like, why do you care that I don't do this? What if I don't want to? Like, what if, because I'm not going to lie, for me specifically, being the only girl in the family, it felt very heavy to feel my mom's hopes and dreams on my shoulders. Yeah. Because mom put a lot of her hopes and dreams on my shoulders. And when I fell pregnant, I saw her heartbreak. Like, I saw it happen when I explained to her, and she was like, I could tell that she didn't know what to say to me, because I think her whole life flashed before her. And she was just like, it's going to happen all over again. She's going to lose everything. She's going to lose everything that she ever wanted, everything that she ever said that she wanted to do. It's gone because she has a child now. She can never.
And then the crazy thing after that was that she chose to not act like her mother.
And she did everything opposing her mother. Yeah. So she, and on the contrary, mom has done everything in her power, despite her having some issues with it sometimes, has done everything in her power to allow me to still dream, to allow me to still have aspirations that might not just be being a mom, especially a single mom. Like, she has done everything, and she's been like, you know what? I'm going to be your support. I'm going to be whatever, you need me to be in the moment. And if that means, I'm going to take care of your kid while you go do this, so that you don't feel like I felt when I felt alone and I felt like I was in a cage and I felt like I couldn't say or do anything about the life that I was living. I was miserable. I had to suck it up because I had no other option, but you have another option because you have me.
Yeah.
That's what mom has done. And that's what mom, and like, because even though dad like wants to be a part of that, there's a difference. Like, he has made the effort to be that way with both of y'all a lot, because dad's always kind of given me my way regardless. Like, dad's always been very like, oh, my daughter, like, she needs this. And dad's always just tried to be the man that he hopes another man will be for me.
Yeah.
He sets me the example of, a man should treat you like this. You shouldn't have to do XYZ because a man should do that for you.
Yeah.
And he has. He's really set that bar up there for me. And for y'all, it's the total opposite, where he's like, this is the kind of man you need to be. And this is what you got to do with your manhood. And this is what you got to do. And that's hard on y'all. Like, I feel as though in our culture, it's hard being a girl and it's hard being a guy. But I personally feel, being unaware of what you guys have to go through because I'm not a man, to me, it's a lot scarier to think of that, like, of how dad had to maneuver this world in a new country, doing all the things that he did, not speaking the language, but also having to be the man that could support, protect, and endure the hardships and pass that on to y'all.
Yeah.
And he did everything possible to allow you guys to fuck off if you really needed to. Like, to say like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Yeah. And to a certain extent, some things we kind of have. Like, we are a very privileged family still. Like, mom and dad have been very successful enough to allow us to kind of say, fuck it, I'm not going to finish this. Or fuck it, I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't care. I want to do this, or I'm going to do this for myself. But they've also taught us through their actions is you pull yourself up from your bootstraps and you do it, even though it's hard. And all of us have done that. Like, you have worked since you were really young and you've never stopped working. Like, you've literally never, because you don't have the privilege to just stop working. I have as well. I've worked since I was 16 years old and I've literally never stopped working, from the exception of having a child. That was literally the only time. And it's been, fuck it, I gotta figure this out. Yep. If that means, for me personally, if that means I can't finish school right now, then I can't finish school right now, because what comes first is making sure my kid is okay and making sure I'm okay. And we'll figure it out as I go, as we're doing it. But they've given us the opportunity to do this. Yeah. They've given us the opportunity, and they've given us the, support to be creative, because that's something that all of them have always been very adamant of. Like, you guys are so creative. Like, mom and dad are like, oh my God, you guys have such great ideas. You guys are doing all these really crazy things. And they go out of their way to be like, you guys should do it. That's such a great idea. Yeah. And this is what this means. And in Mexico, this is whatever, like, they put in a context some stuff, and they're always super supportive of like this dream that we have. And they've never once been people who are like, nah, you really think you're gonna be able to make it? Like, you really think you're gonna be able to do that? On the contrary, they're like telling all of our uncles and aunts to look at our stuff, and they're like, yo, we don't even know what y'all are saying, but we got it, we support y'all. And we're like, what? Like, and it's crazy. And I think that's a really beautiful thing for our family. And I think your video is indicative of the kind of father that we've had growing up. It's just somebody who, even though it was hard for him, he always wanted to show up and be supportive. And as mom, the same thing. Yeah.
I think it goes from documentary to poetry after a certain point in the video, right? And then that last bit has hit a lot of people in the feels. Yeah. The last words that I say on the video are, nos querían enterrar, pero no saben que somos semillas. Y de las semillas come todo el mundo. Yeah. So that phrase in and of itself, for the translation, is the translation is, they wanted to bury us, but they didn't know that we were seeds, and from seeds the whole world eats. Right? So that metaphor is so poignant for the immigrant experience, because one, for the record, I didn't come up with the beginning of that quote. Like, they wanted to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. From my understanding, that quote's been around for a very, 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 very long time. And it has been co-opted, not co-opted. I mean, maybe that's the wrong word. The immigrant experience, other Mexican American and like Latino people have taken to that phrase. The last bit of the "from seeds eats the whole world," right? That's mine. That I added. That's brand new. That's directly coming from my analysis, and I think it's more so like a hope. Like that part of that part of that quote is more like me being hopeful, because again, the beginning, like they wanted to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. That is such a powerful thing for the immigrant experience, considering the fact that there are certain realities that we already live with. Like the immigrant, the like Mexican, the Latin American immigrant already is the one in the field, in like actual farming field, producing most of the crops for the United States, like, Southern California, like, all of these places, like, for us to refer ourselves as seeds when a lot of the people that we come from are farmers is very like it captures a very specific imagery. And then not only that, like if you look up the statistics and how much of the produce that goes to most of the restaurants around the United States are all been farmed by immigrant hands, like how many immigrant hands have to, how the food that you eat has to cross through a lot of immigrant hands, is very poignant to that. Like, we're always invisible. We're always on the back end. We're always underneath the earth. We're always, but we are the fertilization. Like we are the crop that continues to feed the world. And, obviously, like the entire world, big place, is kind of hyperbolic. But in the context of this country, 100%, the immigrant experience gets downplayed and romanticized so much. Yeah. Right? Like the immigrant experience in terms of history is the history of the United States, and it gets romanticized, though the American Revolution or the Irish coming here, Ellis Island, right? Like the American Dream, Ellis Island, like all of these, maybe with the exception of Black people and slavery, the immigrant experience is a very romanticized experience here in this country, and yet at the same time, the current immigrants that keep, in a lot of ways, contributing to the backbone of the country. That, by the way, black people provided already because of slavery, and they were main what am I thinking of? Like the cotton industry in the South was essentially built the infrastructure of the entire country. The immigrant experience continues to be the unsung hero of the American experience, and it's both a sign of hope for me when I say de las semillas come todo el mundo, because it makes me feel like from the immigrant experience, it doesn't have to be me specifically, but from the immigrant experience, the embodiment of whatever that means, be it a Mexican kid or a Mexican girl or a Hondureño or it doesn't really matter. Just any immigrant experience, it makes me feel like it is from that experience that the entire world will continue eating, but not actual food, just new art.
Symbolically, yeah.
New, ball players, sports players, you know what I mean? Like football players, baseball players. Like, you are going to constantly keep consuming our DNA, our fabric, the fabric of who we are. You are going to constantly be consuming that, and our impact is subtle enough that you don't notice it, but big enough that it's going to continue rocking everything. It's going to continue rocking the fabric of this country, whether you like it or not. And it's going to continue feeding you. It's going to continue feeding you material. It's going to continue feeding you actual food. It's going to continue feeding you ideas. It's going to continue feeding you, and you can't get away from it. There's no way that in any way, shape, or form you're ever going to get away from the immigrant experience, providing the through their pain and through their struggle, providing the necessary information that is going to continue feeding the entire culture of this country.
Yes,
You know what I mean? And it sounds hyperbolic when I say it, but if you really if you dive deep, it's everywhere. Like, you consume our food.
If you start looking into it for real, like just even like musically, like the beginning of pretty much all American modern music comes from Black people in the South.
Well, I mean, I'm speaking,
and it's like, and
I'm speaking to like Hispanics and Latin Americans specifically.
And Hispanics specifically, like you're speaking about the food, and you're not
I
only
can't go on any barbecue channel on YouTube without the barbecue channel eventually talking about how to make asado, how to make like some sort of like trompo, how to make fucking suadero, how to make, like, I can't go anywhere on a barbecue thing where eventually they're not talking about how to make tacos al pastor, how to make the perfect taco, how to make you know what I mean? I can't go anywhere online. Again, like we seep into everything because we've always been there.
And in our family directly, we come from farmers. So like our grandfather used to farm here he used to come to
Texas.
No, to California.
Oh, okay.
He'd go to California.
Oh, that's right.
He'd go to California and he'd farm for X amount of months with our uncle, and then go back to Mexico, because that was normal. Like, that was a very normalized thing. America has always done that, and they used to give these people.
America has always imported labor.
They've always imported labor.
That has been their biggest import.
So, and it's legal, y'all. Like, they would get farmers visas where they would come, literally be here for X amount of time, go back home, and then come back and do it all over again. And that's like, you know, part of it. Like, that's how mom went to freaking California before any of us ever even were conceived, dog. Like, mom used to stay in California sometimes with her aunts and uncles, and she went to Disney and all these crazy things. And when we think about like our family, like our dad's side, our grandmother here, it was the first person to come and live here for real. And she's really the reason why we are even here to begin with, to be fair. She used to work at restaurants. That's what she would do. She'd cook for people. She would literally feed people while she was here. Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah. To think about that, like, all of the stuff, the amount of people that our grandmother impacted through her food, because of the fact that she loved it. Like, she of course it was a job, but like, she enjoyed, till the last day of her life, she enjoyed feeding people and giving people, because she understood. And in a lot of ways, that's emblematic of everybody's abuelita. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, especially as Hispanics, where like, you know, that you go to abuelita's house, like, we having gone through her recent loss, like, we've talked about in depth, that I know a lot of Hispanic people can really relate to, is going back to their homes in in the motherland, right? Whether you're Mexican, Salvadorian, Hondureño, whatever, right? You go back to their houses and it just doesn't feel the same anymore. Yeah, the spirit is gone. This doesn't feel like a home anymore. It just feels like a house. I'm walking into a house, not a home anymore. And you see clips of, I have a video of where I never even thought about this, but I have a video that I posted of a vlog that I made in Mexico. And you see grandma in the back making us asado. And she specifically was like, le voy a hacer asado a mi niña porque es su comida favorita. And I fucking love asado. Like, I love her asado. And I would literally be like, abuelita, enséñame cómo hacerlo, porque I want to learn. I want to know how to get this feeling back when inevitably you're going to be gone, right? And luckily for me, mom learned how to make it the way grandma does it. And I'm thankful, because something that's, for instance, is lost to time now is los tamales de mi abuelita Celia. Like, ain't nobody learned how to make them the way she did, so we can. And she hoarded that shit too. She was like, "Nah, I can't." And we'll never have her tamales de frijoles. She was like, again. "If I show you, you're gonna make them. You're not gonna come here no more." Yeah, like, we'll never have her tamales de frijoles, and the frijoles ones were fucking. They'd go fucking hard, dog.
It's like the masa was like perfect.
The masa was perfect, and the frijoles were so like refritos. And they were so like smooth and butter. I can't even describe it, but like they were so good. They had the right amount of chile on there to where like they were red, and they were like super, like, I don't know. They were just so good.
It was perfect.
It was their and you know what? Porque mi abuelita agarraba el metate, and she would like go in and go hard on that hoe.
Hours.
She'd literally make it into a tiny little paste. Like the beans would be a paste. And I was like, what the fuck? And mom's like, yeah, that's what she'd do. Like whenever she'd make them, she's like, I'm not finna do that shit for y'all. But like, that's how she
said,
did.
fuck y'all. She said, I ain't got time for that shit.
I don't got time to making y'all that. But like, you know, that's how it would be done.
What, you think this is the 50s?
Yeah, what you think this is? Like,
what you
not
think
me.
this is?
But
that's funny.
It's crazy to know that like, that the impact.
Yeah.
For sure.
So anyway, needless to say, thank you guys again for the support on that video. We've got more content that is along the same lines, along the same veins as that, and we're gonna keep at it. We hope to turn it into something a lot bigger. So we hope that you keep coming back and liking our stuff so that we can give you more of that perspective. But until then, just keep watching and keep, you know, having a good time with us. I think we should probably go into the bullshit now.
The degeneracy.
Yeah. Now, you know, we've been too generous. Now we gotta go to the chisme because you know, what is life without duality? So you know, you get a little bit of poignant poetry from us, but then you get a lot of
stupideces is what you get. Yeah,
the chisme has been real for the past month.
Yeah, we're telling me right now. I'm oblivious to a lot of things that are happening. You
stay offline like that?
I do.
I
live
keep
so
up with
happy
it.
being.
Bro,
offline
I like watching like people implode online, and it's just like
me da pena ajena, dog. Like I don't know how y'all can do this. Me da pena ajena.
So
like
funny,
I'm just like,
dude.
like I'm so cringe.
Funny.
Like I can't do it.
Did you upgrade your phone?
No.
Did you get iOS 18?
No. Why? What's the difference?
Bro, it's
better. Is it cuter?
Bro, we're gonna re-enter our toxic era as a culture. You can lock every app individually now.
No sean mamones, really?
Bro, you can lock every app. The Messages app, you can lock it. The Photos app, you can lock it. Instagram app, you can lock it. Snapchat, you can lock it individually. So to where
somebody up in the development plan for iOS 18 got a side hoe, and they don't want they don't want their girls to be finding out about them. They got their little side chick, and they're trying to make sure that everything stays on the down low. Baby, it's just a part of the iOS.
It's just part of the system.
I don't know how it got locked. Yo no sé cómo quitar esa chingadera.
So now you can like Face ID it, or you can make it to where you can unlock your phone with your Face ID, but you can't unlock the app with the Face ID.
How you unlock the app then?
You can put your own code, like a different one. You know what I mean? So we enter in our toxic era right now. We're re-entering our toxic era.
Damn, I wish I was
like the beginning of Snapchat. Like, do you remember the beginning of Snapchat? Like what Snapchat was originally for?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's we entered that toxic era, and we were like, oh, bro, we killing it right now with this anonymous shit, with the disappears in 8 seconds shit. Yeah, now we back in it, bro. we back, baby. Like fucking the millennials keep coming in clutch. You know what I mean? So like now you can lock any app.
These bitches finna be crazy, dog.
Now the 1Password is embedded into your phone, so like you can have all your passwords all stored in your phone, like not good, like, which I think was probably already coming. Like it was all the groundwork was there, but like now you can that specifically the locking each app individually. It's fucking up a lot of relationships this fall. Cuffing season gonna be weird this year. Cuffing season is gonna be crazy.
Low key. I love my mans, but low key, I wish I was still a hoe because that would have been so fun. Like it would have been so fun to just
imagine catching them trying to go into your messages and you got a different password on there. Damn,
can't be
and
out here.
the insecurity and the other person's not gonna be able to hold it in.
Yeah.
So like even if they try to get in your messages and they can't do it because it's not the same password, they're gonna be like, well, you got a different password on your messages.
Does it lock them out of the app after a while of unlock? Because you know how like you can lock yourself out your phone and like te delatan. Like let's say like you're trying to access your man's phone, right? Y luego after a while of like attempts, it locks their phone. Does it lock their app? That'd be fucking great because that way you know.
It better?
Because that
better lock the app.
That way you would know. Like,
Apple needs to know.
Too
like,
many
someone
attempts unlock and be like, why are you trying to get on my app, girl?
For real. That's what Siri should say. That's what Siri said. If somebody tries to unlock the messages,
the notification that shows up on your phone.
Stop trying to get on this phone, boy.
Right?
Stop trying to look through this man's phone. It's not happening, girlfriend. We already done locked you out. The next thing is they should have that's
an L for the toxicas, dog.
That's an L for the toxicas. And a W at the same time.
A W for the hoes, but a L for the toxicas, because the toxicas are gonna be like, fuck, I can't access my math phone.
Yeah,
anymore.
but the toxicas are also gonna be like, you can't get onto mine, because some of the toxicas are hoes too.
Las toxi hoes.
Las toxi hoes. Damn. El bando recodo. Well, anyway, look, listen. What they should do, Apple. What you should do now that you've been locking everybody's apps individually, you should have a safety measure, like a bounce back safety measure, where in the same way that if I have my Face ID and it'll unlock with my Face ID, it'll recognize whoever's trying to get into your phone and automatically block them through the face, like a face restrictor. You know what I mean? Like a restrictor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be
to where it knows, like,
I feel like it would be great.
You can't get on this phone, bro.
I feel like it'd be great if like you're trying to like get on there or whatever, y luego de la nada you just see the screen go like it takes a picture of you, and and then it takes a picture of you trying to access it, and like on the picture it says which app you were trying.
Damn, serious snitching, bro.
That would be dope.
Yo, Apple, you need to have Siri needs to be the ultimate snitch, bro. Apple Intelligence.
They really.
If they really want to make it work, they can pull up a picture of the photos of your photos and just be like, this person was trying to get into.
Damn,
because they got
Siri
people.
A snitch, bro.
They got people on the home.
Yeah, hey Apple, come on, duh. You got it. It's right there. That's a layup, bro. Dog. That's a layup. It's privacy. It's privacy control.
Patriot Act.
Game over, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, you haven't updated that, I guess.
I haven't updated
I haven't done it either.
I don't even know.
I haven't done it either because I'm afraid because you know Apple. I'm afraid if I update my shit, my phone's gonna start acting slow.
It's gonna act stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they already done admitted it. So I was like, and I'm not ready for a new phone right now.
They said that the iPhone 16 is the same as the last one, so
yeah, it's not a big upgrade. I mean, I already paid mine off. So I could do it.
I'm trying to have like revolutionary things on my phone. Like they literally have not had anything revolutionary with the phone.
The biggest thing is just the i18 chip. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, it's just faster. Yeah, it's just gonna keep getting faster.
Performance better, but like
yeah.
Pero que performance, y esta cosa como quiera se me traba. Like it doesn't matter. Like
that's because you ain't upgrade.
Yeah, you're just like still the 16 chip.
Yeah, you gotta upgrade, bro.
Whatever.
You gotta upgrade.
I'm not gonna pay all this shit to them.
That's crazy, but
that's crazy. I didn't know that they did that shit.
In a couple months, go online. The toxicas are gonna be in shambles.
I wonder what relationships are gonna be end up breaking off because of it.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't like
so.
I said, I don't really be getting on Instagram or anything like that no more. So it's been a little bit more. No sé, yo no sé qué pasa con el mundo. I don't know what's happening to the people on my that I used to follow or follow at all. I don't know,
man. But
it's good to know, just para el chisme.
Para el chisme.
Porque eso sí, yo soy chismosa.
You can't even sneak up on the group chat no more, dude. You mess up, you try to get into your girl's phone and be like, man, she roasted me in the group chat. I already know it. Let me see what these girls are saying. You can't even do it.
Y'all really care?
I mean,
I know girls care about like what is being said on the group chat just because.
But we don't have a group chat like that. Men don't have that kind of group chat.
You know, that is something that I, for some reason,
you don't believe me?
Didn't know. No.
Oh.
I do believe. I believe you. I didn't know that. Like, so I was talking to my mans, right?
Y'all have a group chat. Y'all be talking about everything.
And we talk about everything.
We have a group chat, and it's like wings,
calling each other stupid,
and that's
like
it.
It's just that's all it is. Like, and I've seen my man's group chat, and I've seen my man's like talking to his friends, and like we were watching the UFC fight, right? And I like just so happened to like hear upon because it's just me, the only girlfriend there with all his friends, and we just so happened to like casually stumble on like a tiny bit of a like intimate conversation about lingerie, right? And I was like, it was so short-winded. I was like so confused because if it was a girl, like if it was girls talking about this specific topic, it would have gone on for hours.
It would have been like, no, comprate el otro, no,
yeah,
now that color, no, that color don't make
did
your
you know
butt
that
look
guys
nice.
don't really like?
Show me a picture,
Pero
now,
porque-
como esta.
Exactly.
You would have pulled up all these pictures, bro.
Pero-
See, y'all's
and
group
you
chat
know
is
what?
crazy,
and
dog.
you know what? During that conversation, not only did I find out that guys don't really give a fuck about lingerie,
Oh, this is facts.
because every single one of them was like, why do I care? I want to take it off of you. Like, that's what I want to see.
I mean, like, we care, but we don't care.
He's like,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
they were all
Like,
like,
the
yeah,
thought that
yeah, it
counts.
looks good and all, but like, what?
Pero
It's in
quítatelo.
the way. They're like,
Yeah.
it's in the way. They're
Pero
like, yeah. And I was like, what? To me, I was like,
Plus,
really?
it's expensive too. I don't want to tell you how I know that, but I'm just saying, like,
Solito te
bro, bro, like what? Like, why is it so? Why it cost so much?
It is
You know what I mean?
expensive. And it's just girls.
Para
Like,
nada, like, bro,
and it's
pinche hilo dental. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it so expensive?
La
Pinche
tanguita de
pinche hilo dental, bro. Fucking over here flossing.
It's so
And you're
small.
and that's
que
how
sí.
much it was.
Y que sí, that is, it's just literally a string.
Like a
And
silky
and
and
the
shit.
reality of the matter is, I didn't, like, as a girl, I was like, really? And my man had already told me, he's like, you know, like, not that I'm this like, I'm not trying to dissuade you from wearing lingerie, but that's not what I'm here for. Like, that's not what I'm trying to look at. And I was like,
I feel, but I will
What?
say this though. In certain times of the relationship,
it's necessary.
it helps. In certain times of the relationship, especially like it's been like 4 months, if still things are going really, really well, and then you just want to you get a little.
a little fancy. You get a little, you know, yeah, I can see that.
It works.
I can see
That's
that.
helpful. That's helpful.
And I could see it being like a sporadic, maybe like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
once in
yeah,
a while.
yeah.
And I could fuck with that. But they were just, all of them were just cohesively saying, yeah, like it's cool and all. Like, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna be like, get mad at her for her wearing it. Like, okay, wear it. But like, quítatelo. Like, and
fair.
like, put it over there.
Yeah, our group chat is not.
And they
It's
don't
not
talk
like
about
y'all.
shit like that. And then literally that's where the conversation, and then they just started talking about something else. And I was like, what? Like, it throws me off just how like nonchalant men are about their conversations with one another, and just how like blasé they are about any topic that is at all intimate. Like it's so fucking basic. Like they're running on like literally two brain cells the entire moment, like the entire time. And it's so beneficial for them. Like, they live in such blissful like moments, like in
Correct.
and like that. And I've
We
seen
are
it
happier
with
than you
you.
guys.
I've seen it with you. Like, you are happier beings. Like, y'all are so blissful in those little situations and moments, and all the time. And I'm like out here when I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, hablando del chisme, doing this, doing that, and I'll be like estresada.
The only time I care about chisme is whenever I have to get on the mic. That's why I like look up the craziness that's happening online so that I can be like, I wonder if this would be a good thing to talk about.
I care
on the
about the
podcast.
chisme all the time. Like, I ask my man about chisme all the time.
And that's why you don't go online, because you know
That's why I don't go online.
Because then you'll be
Porque yo soy chismosa, okay? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I am 1000%. What?
It's just like, why you say it like that, dog?
That's just because it's you gotta emphasize just how much I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck about how chismosa I am. I'm like, tell me more. Dime más. And people be like, oh no, that's so two-faced. Bitch, I'm gonna tell you to your face that I heard it, and I'm gonna tell you to your face what I said. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to know.
I be chismeando about you to you. I be chismeando and snitching at the same time.
be
You don't even
snitching. I
know.
be like, yo, you know what
That's
I
how
heard?
dedicated I am to the game.
I'm so dedicated to the game that I've literally been like, you know what I heard about you, girl? Like, I am so for real. Like,
Yo, I heard the judge said this about you. You gonna let her say that to you?
no, I'm so serious. I'll be like, girl, I gotta tell you something. And they're like, what? And I'm like,
Don't ever tell you nothing.
yes, like, don't tell me nothing. Don't ever tell me nothing,
Don't
because
trust me with nothing.
Don't trust me with no information, because everybody finna know.
I'm the opposite. You be telling me stuff, I forget you told me, and then and then I'll be like,
I
and
be
then it'll
reminding
come up,
y'all,
and then
they're like, what?
one of
You
two-
never said that?
And then one of two scenarios will happen. later on, the information will be out, and somebody will be like, I already told Juan. And I'll be like, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. I'll be like, oh, damn, you did. You sure did. And I just forgot. Or the information will come out, and I will literally feel like I just heard it for the first time. I'll be like, how come I didn't know that? You did. For real?
I do that with you. I do that with you all the
For
time.
real? You told me that? Yeah, I told you. Like, you were the first person I told.
En este día,
Word?
at this time, I would this, whatever. And you're like,
and I'm
what?
just sitting there like, word? Because, damn, I didn't. Okay.
All right.
So,
all
like,
right.
that's how I know. The only time I know about Cheeseman is whenever I have to talk about the pod. I have to talk on the pod.
No, I need to limit myself to only having cheeseman during this time. So, like,
you could just imagine how uncomfortable I was reading all the Diddy information for the past 2 weeks. Because the diddler been crazy.
I have no clue. I have no
The diddler is
clue.
crazy. That man is crazy.
I have no clue what the fuck is happening in the world right
Nobody
now. So,
knows.
inform me.
With him, nobody knows.
All
bro.
I heard
he's arrested.
is there
He's
is a
finally
lot
in
of baby
jail.
oil.
That's crazy. He's on suicide watch because there's no more baby oil.
He's on suicide watch. Would they think like Epstein kind of situation?
I don't know,
happening?
dude.
You think they're gonna kill him?
Nah.
He killed people.
Damn. First of all, that's like 3 conspiracies right now that you need to settle down. Okay. But
They killed Epstein.
I'm just who's
Diddy-
they, dog? Like, who's they? You gotta be specific.
Diddy killed
Who?
Tupac.
Damn, Marcela said we gonna bring back the 90s, man, bro. Might as well. Everybody calling you the diddler now. Man, it's crazy. No Diddy.
Somebody
That's
is gonna
crazy,
kill
dude.
him if
Nah, I think because
if he has too many people in his little pocket. Talk about I could snitch on your ass.
I think they'll make an example out of him because he's black. Damn, it got quiet.
Damn, yeah.
Damn.
You don't think they'd spare him?
New conspiracy unlocked.
Damn. That's even worse, dog.
I think they're gonna make an example out of
Se
him.
lo van a joder.
Yeah, they're gonna- I saw the funniest meme though. The funniest meme said he's not in jail with them. They in jail with Diddy. That one was funny, and they have Diddy in the picture like this. So it made me laugh so much because I'm like, damn, boy, they in jail with
No
Diddy,
way
bro.
this man could have that much like.
It was like.
Qué miedo.
That's a lot of baby oil.
Literally,
That's a lot of baby oil.
you think he's gonna go to like one of those like good prisons though?
No.
You think they'll
I'm
put
telling
him?
you, I think they're gonna make an example out of him.
Yeah, they're gonna put him in the little really crappy ones.
Yeah.
I don't know, dog.
That baby oil shit was crazy. That boy had Costco levels of baby oil, bro.
How big is his house?
1,000 bottles.
How big is his house?
He's got 3 houses. He's got one in LA, Miami, and New York. 1,000 bottles.
Oh, I'd pay.
Who counted them?
I would pay.
Somebody counted them bottles,
Somebody
bro.
had to go in and count them.
Yeah.
I would pay so much money
To do what?
to see a UV light run through that house.
Hell no. That's nasty.
Obviously, ponte tus precauciones, right?
But-
Do everything what you gotta.
Get a hazmat suit.
Get a hazmat suit.
Walk around
But I
all
wanna
Breaking Bad
see
style. Just
it.
fucking. That's crazy, dude. It just makes all the allegations, like all that shit that Cassie said, all the shit that makes it like crazy. Like, damn.
Pobrecita.
That boy got some problems.
I did see this one video.
There's a psychologist that will
But
retire on Diddy alone.
That ass. I saw this one video, but I didn't really understand its context until now. Of Diddy with Travis Scott, right? And like he was like some, and he said some to the extent of like insinuando, like insinuating that like cositas iban a pasar, like things were gonna happen.
Cositas. Ay, cosita. So much so that he calls him cosita.
Like literally something to that extent. and I can't remember right now because I don't remember like what he said. But like Travis Scott ran away from him. And he said something like that. And like literally Travis Scott ran away from him. Like ran. And like the video and like people in the comments were like, now you know why Travis was running, protecting that little hole. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it didn't make sense to me. And now it does.
The diddler's crazy, dude.
That's wild.
That's crazy. I just keep
Y
seeing.
luego también vi que Cat Williams was talking about.
On Shay Shay?
He
On
was
Shay Shay?
a long
Yeah.
time ago. He was all like, "I've been offered 50 million 3
That was like in January.
3 times," and he goes, "I know my some my."
Because Diddy be wanting to party.
Yeah,
And you gotta tell him no.
Yeah.
Imagine telling Diddy, no, I don't want to party with you.
I don't want to do that. Like,
That's
you're like
crazy, dude.
And he's talking about his virgin home.
That's crazy.
He's dead ass like letting everybody
That's
and their mama know that like if
crazy.
you
And
agree
then-
to a P Diddy party, you
And then you got to go back to all the Orlando Brown interviews where he looked crazy, where Orlando Brown looked crazy, talk about Diddy, and now you go back and it's like, "Pues su madre." Like,
vea que sí.
it's
Apparently, a lot of celebrities are gonna be exposed.
ain't nobody gonna be exposed.
And everyone's like, dude,
Ain't nobody gonna be exposed.
they're like, dude, it used to be the island. Now it's just Diddy parties.
Well, everybody's still on like I have seen this thing. I'm not completely off of
Did he
social
go?
media.
Did Diddy go to the island, or when he's just trying to create a competitor?
I think it was a competitor, but he was like,
Pero los competitors, pero like at least this one didn't involve children.
Allegedly,
He just like these are stupid adults. Like this is adult that was like you wanted the money and you said fuck it.
Bro,
it can't
I don't
be
even
that
know
bad.
what like see, and that's the thing that like freaks me out about like saying anything about it, because at the same time I'm like, these are adults. How do you know they weren't consenting to this shit?
Well, a lot of it is
Do you know
with
what I
the
mean?
celebrities. They're stating that they were all consenting to it, and then they just got caught up. Was like, oh,
So it's
shit.
probably
like,
so. See,
we
this
didn't
is why,
expect
this
this
is why
to
I don't think
happen.
it's gonna be a lot of exposure, because they're probably gonna get treated as victims and seal all that shit.
So that's
You know what I mean?
The victims were where they were saying the people who they were really more along the lines stating they were victims were like the prostitutes that were like dragged into it because they were like, well, I'm a prostitute, you're paying me, but like that's not what you pay me to do, and now I can't like I'm in the room full of people that is about to do shit.
And prostitution
like,
is still illegal, so
exactly. So like the
Speaking of-
prostitution ring that was going on with him, like at that point, now those people I feel like were maybe under a certain duress.
but that's why I think they'll seal it.
But not
gonna
but
let-
like J Lo ain't under no duress up in that hole with Diddy. Like
She did leave him though.
oh, but she left him willingly. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Cassie barely left, dog. Huh?
So
party like a Diddy party.
there really
you
isn't. There
can't
really
say that
isn't a
no
party
more.
like a Diddy party. Not in the best way.
I think that's what they were talking about.
But listen, speaking of victim, did y'all see Donald Trump get dog walked by Kamala
Oh.
Harris at the debate?
I did not.
Bro,
More Ben Akena, I can't
bro,
watch it.
that victim mentality kicked in real quick for this man.
Really?
Bro,
What did you- well,
She
how?
got she dog walked that man.
But how victim mentality?
Because he started being like, oh, woe is me. She's not treating me. You know what I mean? Like, afterwards, he was all like, I won the debate. I'm like, no, you did it all. Not even a little
Yo
bit.
vi que he put on there like only losers ask for a rematch. It's like shut the fuck up. Pero like I didn't know what was going.
Because he
Who
knew he was
didn't
going
want
to
us
get
to
dog
get a
walked
debate?
again. Bro, she baited him. And she was running circles around that man. She was running circles around that boy. Oh, it was embarrassing. Talk
yeah.
about Ben Ahena for sure. Because she baited him. As soon as she started talking about the rallies, ooh, that was game over. He could not help himself. He was all like, oh, my rallies are the best. My rallies, everybody comes to my rallies. She doesn't even have rallies. She's never, you know how he goes? You know how he starts going into tangents?
I also tell you, he was getting annoyed when he was like stopping everything. He's like, "Excuse me, I'm talking,"
Yeah, he tried to pull one of those.
and then he was like, "Yeah," and started
Is it,
talking.
bro, he was lost, bro. He was lost the entire time, and like, you lost when all the conservative commentators, like the pundits, the conservative people, at the end of the debate didn't even talk about the debate. All they kept talking about was how the moderators kept fact checking Trump and not Kamala. And it's just like, bro, the moderators, bro. First of all, politicians lie, so that's gonna happen. But for your boy to be such flagrant with his lies,
That they had
that
to
the
fact
moderators
check
have
him
to be
all the
like,
time.
hey, that doesn't happen, bro. This man said that they abort babies after they're born.
Or in
In public. No, he didn't even say. At some point, he goes, they'll be born and then they'll abort him. What? Dog? What are you talking? That's murder. At that point.
That's just
He said that. He tried to get that one off. And the moderator was like, there is no there's no state in the union that allows for that ever. It's never happened ever.
Murder.
Yeah. But he tried to get that one off. He tried to be like, fuck it, like they want abortion, like they kill 1-year-olds. Like he started going for it. He went for that shit, bro. He went for it.
Homicide, you dumbass.
He went for it. He was all like, bro, they eating your dogs, they eating your cats, and they killing your 1 and 2-year-olds. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe in that household if Kamala's the president. He tried to get that one off, bro. He really tried. He said nobody under the age of 5 is safe. Nobody under table height is safe if Kamala is president.
Just punt in my head.
He tried to get that one
in
off.
my head, all I can think of is aborting a baby, is punting a newborn child out of the window. Or
yeah,
something.
he tried to get. That was essentially his critique to Kamala was, hey, bro, and if anybody that fits under the table is not safe, they're either gonna get eaten or get aborted.
Okay, but what are they talking about eating cats and dogs? What's happening?
Well, there was some videos online that conservatives were trying to like pass off as like they were actually happening, of Haitian immigrants. Again, they're going to vilify the immigrant because that's the only way that conservatives can try to win an election, right? But they apparently in Ohio there was a group of Haitian immigrants that arrived in Ohio, and they were saying that because of the degenerate Haitian culture that Haitians eat dogs, so they were like hunting other people's pets and they were eating other people's pets. And it's not true. There was a video of a woman eating a cat, but she was having a mental breakdown, and she wasn't Haitian, and she wasn't an immigrant. She was an American citizen, but she's having a mental breakdown, and they're trying to use that as political capital. There's also another video of this guy that's holding a goose from the neck, and it's just like walking, and he's a black guy, looks Haitian. I don't think he's Haitian. I think he's an American citizen also, but he was removing the goose from the middle of the road because it was already dead. And they're using all these things as like ways to say that the immigrants are so third world that they have no civility at all. Again, demonizing immigrants, and that they're gonna come around and start, and that's the society that we live in now, that where immigrants are gonna come around and just start eating your cats and dogs. And there's another video of this guy doing like a rotisserie, and it looks like an animal. There's a whole animal on the rotisserie, and it's a lamb. They're cooking goat, right? Which is for Mexicans is like, bro, yeah, we've cooked some cabrito. It's not a big deal. But because Americans aren't used to that, they're like, oh, that's somebody's cat. They just skinned them and they're cooking somebody's cat, or they're cooking somebody's dog. So again, they're just vilifying immigrants because they have no other way. They have no other way of trying to. But he really tried to get that one off. He was all like, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, and then you cut to Kamala, and Kamala's like, what? Who's cats, dude? I'm like, why are you bringing up people's pets? Like, yo, it's crazy.
A bunch of memes though on TikTok. They clip that audio, and then when they say they're eating the dogs, they just throw dogs in their in the grill, and then they throw the cat, and then they're like, dinner.
Girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
Bro, that's crazy.
First the fuck of all,
he really tried to get that one off. He really tried.
First the fuck of all, y'all, like let's every animal can be
don't do that
consumed.
Don't do that. Don't give them any ammunition.
I'm not condoning
we don't eat cats on this podcast.
I'm not condoning eating your pet's dog, but like go to China and they already eat like animals that are exotic as fuck. They be eating turtles, they be eating all this shit. Your pet turtle, your pet rabbit, everything.
That's where COVID came from. The wet market. Del murciélago.
Ándale, también hasta eso se comen. Like,
allegedly. This is conspiracy.
Sepa la
conspiracy
madre.
Podcast.
Sepa la madre. Pero
it came from the Wuhan lab and or the wet market. El murciélago.
Al fin. People eat everything, dog. Like at the end of the day, even like you. So first the fuck of all,
Duck
Don't
hunt was
even
a
try
game.
to use it as like this is a ploy.
Duck hunt was an American game.
Duck hunting. How
I
you
had
gonna get
the
mad
gun.
about
I
it?
had the little gun on Nintendo 64.
Exactly.
I didn't know how it worked.
First of all, yeah,
That's
that was also
crazy.
something I was gonna say. If you were
Ahead of
mad
its
about a
time.
geese, it's a fucking duck. Y'all go duck hunting like it's nobody's business. Y'all go kill deer.
That was an American
Y'all
game.
go kill all these rabbits. Y'all literally shoot doves from the sky. Like, where is the humanity in all that? And y'all gonna talk to me about just because you have a dog, like you be like, oh my god, my part. What if I had a deer as a pet?
I don't think
Don't
you
kill
have
my
a deer
deer.
as a
Don't
pet.
kill my deer, huh?
Can you have deers as pets?
I think you can.
Maybe
If you can have little
maybe
cows,
maybe in Texas.
you can have cows as
But
pets.
that's livestock. That's technically not a pet.
No,
They're not registered as pets.
but they gonna live in my house with me.
Inside the house?
Yes, dog. You ain't never seen the little mini cows
Inside the house?
inside houses now. People be having cows inside. You can have
You
a
cannot
raccoon.
have raccoons.
People have raccoons.
I'm sure people have raccoons, but you shouldn't have raccoons. This goes back to the
Le
thing
ponen
that
rabies shots para que
that-
no les den.
at the raccoon,
Yeah,
to
like
the
a pet raccoon.
Like
Como a
Re-
ferret, like a ferret. Like
remember that time I said that like people be trying to fight animals, like men be trying to fight animals thinking they could fight. I don't even think I could fight a raccoon.
dude, a rabid raccoon just
Like a
come
rabbit raccoon will end my life. A rabbit, like just a raccoon that jumps at me, dog, it's game over.
I was afraid of your ferret. You think that I'd be like able to handle?
I could handle a ferret.
Charlie
It
was
bit
a
me.
bitch, dog.
It bit me
like,
a lot, but I can handle a ferret.
She fucking.
Yeah, I can handle
Like
a ferret.
I couldn't.
But a raccoon, that's different. That's
You can
different.
handle a tarantula? You think?
I can't handle a tarantula. What? I can't handle no tarantula, dog.
Smaller
At the
than a
moment I see a tarantula, I'm like, call the CDC. Call somebody. Call one of the.
somebody.
Call some
Like-
of the three letters: CIA, FBI, DEA, whoever you gotta call. Get them here. A tarantula?
Animal control.
See, that ain't even three letters. That's too much. You gotta call 911.
Yeah, but like, so if you can handle the rat, you can't. So what's the animal threshold for you then?
I don't know. That's too much though.
Because a tarantula is like this small.
That's crazy. But that's a spider though. That's a spider
Have
though.
you seen them big ass spiders in Australia?
Nope.
I saw somebody put. There was like it was like why people were asking why they put certain kinds of nets on their windows.
Yeah, those wolf spiders.
And
are
it was
crazy
because
over
the fucking spider was this motherfucking big. And
there. You know how
this,
big
and
a
it was-
spider has to be for you to name it after another animal? A wolf spider?
It's big.
You could. What?
big.
That means they hunt in packs.
Oh my God.
That means that there's more of them. You can't just if you see one,
come
the other ones
together.
are around, bro.
Ugh.
It's like if you see one wolf, there's another wolf.
Qué miedo.
There's a couple.
If it's a female spider,
It's not like a lone wolf.
carrying like 1,000 spiders.
No me digas eso.
1,000?
Ew.
Around 1,000, yeah, because they lay a lot of eggs.
Don't they eat most of them?
Well, they eat. At first they eat the dude.
Damn.
And they.
Y'all love that shit.
Yeah, they do.
Who
eat their
does?
own eggs if they're like.
Just women in general. Just like ain't nobody gonna worry about this man.
In Australia,
Dunskies, you're Dunskies. Ya acabaste.
there's a bunch of
I can't even refute that. Like,
there's spider season. You see
Excuse
that?
me?
Yeah, there's like a couple. I think like either weeks or a month.
Months.
That no, not months. Probably
1 month? That's still a lot.
that there's just a bunch of spiders in the streets and stuff.
in the streets?
Yeah, spider season. Let me search this up.
Spider season.
What month is that?
That's supposed.
So I know when not to go to
Yo,
places.
Australia is where the aliens go. If there's ever a place where aliens just go drop off the stuff that like didn't make it onto the
Australia.
ship, just like
Actually,
boom,
spider season in Australia is the transition from late summer to fall, which is typically
right now.
from March to May.
That's
Excuse
2
me?
months, dog.
Excuse me? Why is there fall at different times?
Because they're on the fucking other side of the world, my nigga. Bleep that.
My dude.
My dude. Because they're on the other side of the world, my dude. Literally, they're on the.
Oh,
It's
so,
that-
so the
it's that-
seasons are reversed?
Their toilets go in reverse.
You uncultured swine. Me, the uncultured swine.
Yeah. Wait, that might be a lie, but I
March
know.
to May is fall. You know how much that would fuck me up?
Yeah, our summer is their winter. Yeah, dog. That is also the truth in Argentina.
I want to go to Argentina. Buenos Aires looks like it's a
I want to go
blast,
eat their
bro.
meat.
For real, they got good meat.
I want to go eat their meat.
And wine. And they got good wine.
I feel, because I got problems with the meat here. I feel like the meat over there wouldn't cause me the same gastrointestinal problems.
I also want
because
their
it's
wine.
better meat.
I want to get happy. I want to get wine drunk.
Happy.
This is spider seed.
That's snow.
What's happening? Are those all spiders?
Oh, that's the webs?
Yeah, these are webs.
No, ew. No, sean mamones. Nope. Nuh-uh.
Absolutely not.
Burns it all down.
What the
I
fuck?
can show you the street view. Oh, look, this is like a whole thing covered.
Burn it down with a torch.
And,
Blow a torch.
a ver,
Oh my god, that's. I don't want. Hell no. Is it all of Australia or just like a little part?
I have no idea. But Australia's kind of like mostly barren, no?
Yeah, it's mostly desert.
Okay, so you can't really see it here, but in the streets, like all you see is this.
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, that means your car has them too. No.
That's
No, we're
crazy,
safe.
dude.
Oh, no.
Nah, I can't do that. That's crazy.
No. Spider or snake? Which one would you take on?
A snake.
A snake.
Yeah. I bet it depends on the snake. Like if it's a cobra, absolutely not. I'm running.
A rattlesnake?
I'm running. Nah, I cannot. No.
No.
Absolutely
No.
not. Especially because they do that dumb shit. Like people will tell you that dumb shit. Like if you get bit by a snake, you gotta catch it. I'm like, what?
For what?
So that you can, if it's because you can figure out if it's venomous or not, and then you can have the venom of the snake to match to the anti venom. Because not every, like, if you go to a hospital, it's not like they're going to have just a whole bunch of venoms for a snake, like, just on deck. So, like, you got to catch the snake so that they can verify it's this type of snake.
Estás jodido,
And then,
güey, me voy a morir,
but it's
güey,
crazy,
ma.
though, because, like, I'm going to catch the snake, and then I'm going to get bit again. Because I'm going to try to kill the snake. It's going to bite me a couple times. I'm going to die before you can even figure out what snake it
I used to do that to your
is.
ferret. So I would, whenever the ferret would try to bite me or start to bite me, I'd grab it and just
You shake
like
it?
shake
Just
it.
give it a little
like
concussion real
hit.
quick?
Literally. Yeah.
we just talking about animal abuse
yes,
right now?
atarantarlo. Like I would like la
Let's just talk about
atarantaba.
animal abuse. It's fucking, what's it?
Is it?
Was it the?
Is it animal abuse?
Who's gonna? Yes. Who's the one that's? What is it? FEMA? No. What's the other one? The animal one?
The ASPCA?
No. The other.
Which what?
The one that like gets mad. The one that got mad at Gaga for the meat dress and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
PETA.
PETA. I said FEMA. It's like after a hurricane. Damn.
No.
Yeah. No, dude.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'd like los atarantaba.
Nah, I wouldn't be able to take a snake. It depends on the snake.
No, I don't think. I
But
can
like
do
some
any of
of those reticulated pythons, I'm not going near that shit. Or
them. How do you even fucking know what a reticulated python is?
I did my research. Some of those, in the Everglades,
Bitch, you
where
ain't never gonna catch me nowhere them Everglades.
in the Everglades when they have those pythons, those like
Estás
there's like
jodido.
those like Burmese pythons that are like huge and they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
No,
Absolutely not.
No. I can't do that. I can't
Absolutely
do that.
not.
The Everglades, anywhere near that side of the U.S. can stay to itself.
Stay put.
Because that and all them little crocodiles and
So you didn't watch the debate at all, is what you're telling me?
yo no vi nada. Pena ajena, like I said, I just can't do it. Like it's really like me da cosa. I don't know. Like
What, you just don't like hearing their policies or what?
I don't know. Me da like. I just feel like right now America is just a joke, and our like political where we're at politically is just a laughingstock. So when I know that we have,
He still might win though.
I mean,
That's
I'm
crazy,
not saying
dude.
I'm not saying that
That's
he
crazy.
might not.
He might not win. And if he doesn't win, which I think he's not going to win, but if he doesn't win, bro, the bitching and whining we're going to hear from that whole side of the internet and him, just a grown man baby, talking about how
We're
he
gonna get a
won
lot
and
of
that, oh my
bitching and
God,
whining.
it'll be el mamón commander in chief. Es el, man, bro, the amount of mamonadas that are gonna come from that man is gonna be insane.
He's just
Insane. And they tried to shoot him again, and nobody gave a fuck.
when
Did you see that? Did you see that shit? They tried to shoot him again. We're living in crazy times. A presidential candidate gets 2 assassination attempts, and everybody's like, "That is a nice boulder. I like this boulder.
I like that boulder.
I like that boulder." Like, bruh,
Just like I didn't see
it's
that.
not looking good for the dude. It's not looking good. That's
Dog.
crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't like.
I think on abortion alone, she wins. I think on Roe v. Wade alone, she wins. Remember that one race here in Houston? Lizzie something is over there in like an affluent part of Houston where it was like, for the most part, like a libertarian conservative stronghold. And then Lizzie was going up against the incumbent Republican dude. And she was a Democrat. And it was that district, and she ended up winning
Because of the women?
Because of the women, because women were saying to their husbands that they were going to vote for homeboy, and they instead voted against it. And because it's all anonymous, but statistically speaking, a lot of those women that were married to them men that were voting for the dude were voting for the girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of them, but you can't figure out which ones. All they had to do is go home and be like, "No, I voted for him."
Yo no sé.
Bro, so
Yo no sé nada.
I think the majority of the country are like those women. They're just chilling. They're not online. They're not paying attention to who's the loudest on Twitter and not. They go to work. They come home. They got babies to raise. They got families to tend to. They eat dinner with their families. They go out on the weekend. They have a bar or two. They watch Yo Dumbass at the bar on Fridays and Saturday nights talking hella shit. They every now and then they see Instagram and Twitter and they watch y'all be ridiculous online, and then they're like, absolutely not. It's the way? I don't think so. So I think that just on abortion alone, a significant part of the country, especially women, are gonna vote
I think
for
that's
Kamala
gonna happen.
on just that.
I agree because this year, in a long time, it's potential that Texas is going to be a swing state.
We're purple right now.
I'm not. Well, I've been saying that Texas is purple, and people don't want to believe me, but I don't think we're there yet. Although Colin might win. Colin is that he's running against Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz, I did see that. yeah.
Colin polled at 49%.
I saw that.
It's just the only way.
And I ain't even been on that poll, bitch. You bitch.
They didn't ask me
They
nothing.
didn't ask me nothing.
I would have went straight to the Degenerates page. Who y'all think? Nah, I don't want to politicize y'all. I'm tripping. I'm fine. I'm
The
trying.
only reason I say that is because they ran the future, how it was going to go, like predictions, and they said that Texas is legit a swing state. So,
I believe it.
I definitely see it's happening.
People don't understand.
and Florida.
There are more liberals and Democrats in Texas than there are in some blue states total.
Yeah.
Period. So it doesn't surprise me.
I think with the influx of people and the influx of the industries that are running to Texas because of their economic policies, I think even the liberals, like the born and raised liberals here, are not as liberal as people think that they are.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's a different kind of liberal.
It's a different kind of liberal. We're liberal.
Pero
There's a lot of
bien.
socially liberal like ideas that we have, and we we condemn certain like behaviors, but we're also very like
Acomódate bien.
moderate,
Like, it's not the same.
moderate liberals, where we're very like yeah, that's cool, dog, but like don't come into my property, dog.
touch
like
my gun,
don't
yeah.
touch my shit, don't do whatever, you know what I mean, like that. Which I did see on our like page, where like some people were like, well, like liberals aren't saying we're gonna take your guns away, we're just saying we want gun reform. And it's just like, yeah, I get that. That's I know that porque yo soy una liberal. Like I never said I was
Yeah.
conservative. but like the reality of it is, it's like there is a lot of demonization with that aspect. So
They talked about gun control.
I wouldn't be
Did they?
surprised.
what they say?
Well, Trump, of course, was trying to take out guns, was trying to do that. And Kamala Harris was like, I'm a gun owner. I'm not.
Oh, she did say she
She's
was a
like,
gun
I ain't
owner.
trying to take your guns.
I want my gun.
She went on Oprah, said she went on Oprah, and Oprah asked her what happens if somebody breaks in your house, and she said they're probably gonna get shot.
I'm gonna shoot you. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's a great answer. Look, listen, man.
Where's she from?
She's from California.
She from the north side of California.
She's from San Francisco. Yeah, she was the DA in San Francisco.
That makes sense.
She was the DA.
Because
in San
them
Francisco.
northern Californians are like Texans. They're like a little soft, subtle. conservative, liberal.
Well, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, I think on abortion alone, she takes it. I
That's
think
cool.
that that's what's gonna happen. That being said, she's not like a fucking superstar.
Yeah.
She's not like we have nobody. If you're a liberal and not a Democrat, or if you're a conservative and not a Republican, we have nobody. There is
Yeah.
nobody that represents people, because all of them are, at the end of the day, all of them are corporatists.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them are going to give in to corporate greed. All of them are going to give in to whoever gives them the most PAC money. All of them are
Anybody
going to give
gives you more
there's
money,
I
you're
mean,
fine.
even AOC is shifting
Yeah.
from like grassroots to like corporate money. And
You can't survive in this
unfortunately, that's
political
that's the
climate.
political game, unless they change the lobbying rules, unless they get the
And they
filibuster
won't.
the fuck out
Yeah.
of here. They probably can, because in a lot of ways, the gain that they would get from removing the gain that Democrats would get from removing the filibuster and taking away lobby money and all that stuff, even though it hurts them financially, they gain a lot more. If they take away the filibuster, that means that they can take away the electoral college. That means they can codify Roe v. Wade.
I
That
think
means they can, you know what I mean?
I think the political candidates that are going to arise from our generation are going to be the ones that make the most impact in that
Maybe.
aspect, because
If the electoral college gets abolished, it's game over.
it's game over.
We win
it's game
forever.
over. Yeah,
There's no way.
They'll never have anymore.
I saw this one quote that was really powerful. A red state can turn blue, but a blue state will never turn red.
They will never turn red.
You know what I mean?
Never
Which
turn
is
red.
a little bit historically accurate, because there have been swing states that have been blue for some things and then red for others, right? But that's just because of the divide. But what that quote really means is, culturally speaking, like once the culture of progressivism starts, there's no way that you're gonna get women to get back into the house. There's no way you're gonna get young people to abide by your old archaic rules. It's just no way. There's no way that you're gonna be able to put that genie back in the box.
Unless the conservative side begins to modernize itself, which
they can't.
as has and to be fair, I think the liberal side should also modernize itself, because two extremes are not.
It's crazy, bro.
They're not good for you. So even then, though, on that note, having an understanding that when you go in, or when you have a blue state, you're not gonna get it, dog. You're not gonna get somebody to all of a sudden turn their back on those ideas. But
at the same time, the next couple presidents are going to be super vital, because these Supreme Courts these people in the Supreme Court are aging out. That's the other thing. Like, you want to pack the court, you want to increase the number of of justices,
dog,
or you want to put like term limits. You need the filibuster.
Somebody, okay, somebody up in this world is gonna have the bright idea that I've already had, and that I will continue to like.
You're the pioneer.
Not really. I'm never gonna go before that shit. But
we could say it right now. We have.
There needs to be age limits on all of our shit, and term limits. I'm tired of seeing old ass motherfuckers that have zero fucking clue on what's happening in our real life now, that are really just waiting and like finalizing their last. They're finalizing their obituary, dog. Like, they are on their last limb. I'm tired of seeing them in office. I'm tired of seeing them be people who are representative of the people. You're not representing nobody, dog. Like, your generation, gone. The last World War II veteran died like 10 years ago, dog. Like, there's literally no reason.
For real? 10 years ago? You're a little off, maybe?
Just a couple years ago, but they did already die.
That's crazy.
They did. The last World War II veteran died. Like, the last person to know of Pearl Harbor, for instance, dead, gone.
Damn.
Vamos, finito, everything. Like,
Game over.
gone.
Respawn.
Está con Dios, okay? Like,
Respawn. Respawn necessary.
everything. So, like, I just don't feel like you should.
Yeah, we need term limits on the most.
You need term limits. Ted Cruz need to be out the motherfucking office.
Out.
Been having to be out that hoe.
Although technically he's not that old, but he needed to be
but
out
he's been in office for so long.
Oh, you mean yeah.
Like term limits and how long
Like
you get
how
to
long,
be.
Gotcha.
If there's term limits
Not
for
age
how
limits,
long,
but term limits. Both.
Both. How long you've been, if you can't be, in office as a president for longer than 2, then neither should your fucking
Senator.
House or senators. Like, none of them should be the same. You should not be able to be a multi-millionaire working as a government employee.
I still think the best policy would be to make politicians' salaries the average mean of their constituents.
I 1000% believe that.
Watch the rules change real quick.
Watch how they change
I can't
minimum
survive
wage.
on this. I can't wear a pantsuit on $34,000 a year.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you should not be a
Tom Ford can't
multi-millionaire
sponsor me.
solely being a representative. You
shouldn't be able to trade stocks.
You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to
have
do
no
any of that
assets.
shit. You should not be able to do any
You shouldn't
of
be able
that
to
shit.
sit on boards of any company.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be able to do any of that shit.
You shouldn't be able to do any of it.
You ready for the last chisme?
Oh my god, yeah. What?
I'm sure the group chat for the girls for the socialite girls for the actresses been going off. Did you see that Margot Robbie was pregnant?
Yeah.
Margot Robbie
Well,
was
I
pregnant.
saw that, but
did you see how men was flaming that girl for how her body changed when she's pregnant?
What? Why?
Because men are insecure and they can't figure they don't know how anything works in at all. Men were going off. Did you see? Did you see how men were going off? They were body shaming the crap out of Margot Robbie. First of all, who's the dad?
Her husband.
She been married?
She's been married, dog.
Damn, bro. See, that just
She's
goes.
been
That just
married.
goes to show. See, this is a good example of that thing I was talking about yesterday. How like you probably told me and I forgot because I didn't know that she was married.
She's been married, dog.
Okay,
she,
so
she
she-
had her honeymoon, and President Barack Obama walked into the gym that she was at while she was on her honeymoon, and so did Ellen.
Okay, I didn't know that. This is all
Random
new
random
cheeseman for me.
side information.
This is more. This is new.
She's
new
pregnant.
cheeseman.
So how does she look like now?
She looks cute. She mean she's a beautiful woman. She's about to have a baby. Her body's changing. It's all hormones. But the
just
amount
stay
of
insecure.
men that are like, oh, like what a way to ruin it. Like or they were like, if the best one was a guy being like, and if she was my wife, I wouldn't let her get like that. Excuse me.
Excuse me, dog.
First of all, you can't come 3 kilometers next to a woman as fine as Margot Robbie. Para empezar, oh Dusty, showing up next to Margot Robbie. Like what? Like some people are just too pretty. I can't go anywhere around McDreamy. It's not even possible. Regular people just can't show up around beautiful people like that. It's just not possible, right?
She's so cute.
But
she just
yeah,
looks like a pregnant
she's
woman.
adorable. But look, listen, this Dusty dude, bro, you wouldn't be able to have saliva in your mouth will go so dry being around a woman as beautiful as Margot Robbie, for you to even say I wouldn't let her get like that. Imagínate a woman like Margot Robbie, fine, deciding they were gonna let you tell her what to do.
Pa empezar.
Pues su madre. Imagine that reality. You can't, because it's never gonna happen. That's just look. If Tom Brady couldn't stop homegirl from leaving his ass, you can't stop Margot Robbie from shit. Okay? Because let's not forget, it was Tom that got left, not the other way around.
Gisele.
My girl's worth 400 milli, 500 by now. With no man's.
With no man's dragging you down.
She probably up. She's probably on the up and up.
On
She
the
probably
up
got
and
like
up.
3-4 new deals. But the glow up is real for that woman. And then this boy got a roast on Comedy Central because he couldn't figure, because he's worth like 75 mil. Yeah, okay, that's cute. You know what I mean? The amount of arrogance that comes from men thinking that they could tell somebody like Margot Robbie what to do, how to be, how to act, what to lose, when not to do it is crazy.
The goal. Like, honestly.
I'm gonna take it back to our Mexican mother and say, apréndete a lavar tus nalgas antes de decir cosas babosadas como eso.
Yes.
It's crazy, bro. Men are crazy. Men are insecure. The more independent a woman is, the more insecure the man is.
And you see,
you know what I'm saying?
that concept in and of itself, when you mentioned it earlier, I was like, what? Like, I don't know this offhand because I don't surround myself around men that
Are insecure?
insecure.
That is true.
And
All of the prominent men in your life are actually very
secure men.
Yeah.
Like every man in my life that I've surrounded myself with are very secure. They don't
Very respectful.
very respectful. They are on the contrary, like extremely supportive of me being a very independent and like high, like achieving woman.
There's some dusties out here.
And I would never surround myself around a man like that. And I would go as far, and this might be a fault of mine, that I would go as far as to not be friends with women who surround themselves with men like that. Like if you're a man,
there's women that have whole husbands like that.
and I would I'd never
Whole
be
husbands.
your friend. I would never be your friend. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I don't give a fuck.
We got tias, man.
If you, yes. And that's why I don't talk to these tias. I'm
not gonna say the quiet part out loud. Mexican, if you Mexican family, you know. I can't do it. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine. I read some of those comments that Mel was saying to Margot Robbie, and I was all like, the arrogance that anonymity gives you online, the arrogance that it gives you, because damn right, if Margot Robbie was sitting right in front of you, you wouldn't be able to speak. You would have no air in your lungs. You would have no saliva to You wouldn't know how to fucking get the words together. To be able to tell this beautiful woman,
confident, beautiful, successful woman.
You wouldn't be able to tell her, pero like you didn't want to put something else. Like, you wouldn't even know where to start.
No, pero ¿sabes qué? La gente sin vergüenza sí lo hace.
Nah, I don't believe that.
No tienen vergüenza porque les falta cerebro.
You ever see you know those people that like immediately the moment you walk in a room they get like this?
Sí.
Because they know, like, they're like, ugh, like I already don't like the positivity coming through the room. Like I'm already mad and envious of your energy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That happens. That
it be your own family too.
As somebody who has been put in a pretty pedestal, like a moderate pretty pedestal my whole life, and has had the confidence to work into the prettiness of me and then just my personality in general.
Man, you better be careful. They're gonna call you ugly online
Ya
just because you said that.
me vale madre, pendejos, porque yo no creo.
The first time you said that, they're gonna be like, she ain't even know that.
Se cree que está bien bonita. Me vale puta madre. Okay, me vale puta madre.
Damn, and they're gonna be like, she's uglier now with that attitude. Man, I don't know. You in real time, you seen the dusty responses coming from me. I don't really believe it. I'm just saying.
Bueno, me vale
I'm just
madre.
trying to give you, like, I understand what insecure men be saying. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
Y a mí, en buen plan y mal plan, me vale toda madre.
Like the
Because
demure
at the
girl?
end of the day, the what?
Like the demure girl when she says that
You gotta be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be demure. It's gonna be very cute.
She's great. She's great. At the end of that TikTok where she was all like, "Who should I make the check to?" or whatever. Like,
yes, I saw that.
Oh, this is your reality check. Tell me what name I should make the check out to. I was like, bro, what?
Yes, that's
she cooking
so
y'all.
true.
She cooking. I went on one of the on her comment section. I went on her comment section because I was like, oh my God, they're probably like roasting the shit
Like, which
out of
side
this
of
girl.
Instagram
Right?
did this end up on? Yeah.
Well, on TikTok too, I'm like, oh man, like she's probably getting like roasted, right? And I went online, all positivity.
Yeah.
All positive. And I was like, oh, some people say, sometimes the right people get it. Sometimes the right people pop the fuck off. You know what I mean? Like that one guy with the orange juice on the skateboard.
Oh yeah.
In 2020, ¿te acuerdas?
Fleetwood Mac guy.
Yeah, Dreams. Where you know what I mean? Sometimes like pure energy just.
I think
fucking,
he's still on the come up. I think he's still doing stuff.
Good for him.
I think he was. Yeah, I think
good for
last
him.
I checked, I remember. I don't know how I stumbled upon that information.
Pop Culture Cheese Man. Post the album. Go.
I haven't heard it, but
Yeah.
I'm actually
But
very.
you like country, right?
I'm very supportive of. Yeah, I fucking love country, so I'm very supportive of him.
I saw that post that you did of that new country guy, that new Texas country guy. That's like,
Oh my God, Zach Top is so good.
He's pretty good.
He okay, as somebody who I'm not the biggest fan of new age country, like modern country songs.
Posty's kind of new age country.
And
his album's kind of new age
I'm a
country.
big fan of like Coulter Black. Like if you listen to him, he's a new up and coming artist, but like you're listening, he sounds like Johnny Cash. Like his music sounds very like grungy, it's gothic. And Zach Top is like, if you could just imagine like
He's like your grandfather's country artist.
like a George Strait adjacent kind of guy, where it's like
He's more twangy than that. But
it's very like it's a good vibe, and I like the songs that he comes out with. And he's touring, but he doesn't have anything in Texas, so I'm very upset. But he's really good.
So you might like Posty's album. It's pretty like I think
like
it's pretty
some,
like late 90s, early 2000s. There's some songs that are decent.
I do like me some like.
But I like pop Posty. I like Chemical.
Oh, Chemical.
I think Chemical is probably his best song. That's just me though. People really gonna die like Ride or Die by White Iverson. And I'm not. I like Chemical more.
White Iverson it's a.
And to be fair, I like his country shit more than White Iverson too.
I gotta listen to it because I am a fan of I'm a fan of watching artists continue to just enjoy
Develop
artistry, like that they enjoy dipping into different things and different sounds and like, oh, that sounds cooler, and getting inspired by different genres of music. Because the reality of the matter is, it's like, dog, if like Bey can do it, why can't everybody else do it? Like, what is such a problem if somebody else does it? But like, it can be done by a super mainstream artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people were like super up in arms defending Bey and being like, this is a country album.
She didn't get any nominations though. For the country music awards.
By Pop Cowboy Carter or whatever.
It's okay though. She don't need it. The album's fire. Sabrina Carpenter album.
Dude, I mean, I'm honest with Sabrina Carpenter because I fucking love her. I fucking love that little girl. She's my age, but I fucking love her. She is. I love
that album's pretty good.
I love
From Bedcam all the way to Juno. That's a good run.
Bedcam.
From Bedcam to have you heard it?
Bedcam is funky. I love it. I told them to listen to the album because she's coming.
From Bedcam to Juno.
It's really good.
That's a good run right there.
And I'm a big fan of her just like using the I'm a short horny girl type of like thing.
Well, you know, like the female, the pop starlet has to go through a very specific age, like a very specific coming of age story in front of our eyes, and it happens to every pop starlet. You have to start off with like a good wholesome hit. Yeah. Right? You have to start off with some good, it could be a cover, it could be, think Miley Cyrus, Jolene, think Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana, think Miley Cyrus, like that Mountain song. Right? You know what I'm talking about? The Climb. Yeah. Think like, it's got to be a good, wholesome song. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's got to be a good, wholesome song. And then after the wholesome song, you got to get a little bit edgy. And then you got to go into your sexual liberation, right? And you got to go to Wrecking Ball. Yeah, you gotta go to Wrecking Ball.
Because
and a lot of female starlets lean into the sexual liberation and try to be as flagrant as possible. Sabrina Carpenter is doing it very like flagrantly, but like tasteful at the same time. Very tasteful because she's channeling her inner like Audrey Hepburn.
Hers were Nonsense and Feather.
Marilyn Monroe.
So every year she's had like since 2022 she's had.
Damn, you put out receipts.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Like 2022 was Nonsense, which like
I've only heard this
pop song. Well, and then Feather, which is another pop song. But this, because I don't know where the fuck she garnered so much. Like, I know where she garnered it from. She went on tour with Taylor Swift, and she was her opener. And
that's it.
That right there, having the stamp of approval from a solidified artist from the Swifties.
Yeah,
pretty much a lot, if not, well, not all of it, but like a lot of Swifties just became part of her.
But I like her style. I like her aesthetic too. She's channeling that like night. She always has like
she has a good stylist.
Yeah, like the late 70s hairdo.
She's
white
got
girl,
a really good publicist. Like she's got a really good publicist.
I mean, and the music's good too. She started working with Jack Antonoff. She started working with the music
that she's got a good voice. Like if you've ever heard her, she covered. She was in Mexico for Taylor Swift covering, and she covered a Selena song.
I didn't know that.
And it sounds really nice.
Which one?
Fuck. A ver.
Nah, you don't gotta do it. If you don't remember it, I mean, it wasn't that good.
It was. I'm a Selena fan, but I'm not.
I'm a Selena fan, bro. What's the best Selena song? Ready, 2, 3. Ready, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No debes jugar is the best Selena song. End of story.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Second, el chico del apartamento 512.
El chico del
Dunsies.
apartamento 512.
That story, bro?
That was good.
¿Buscas a mi hermano? Damn.
Right? No, I'm a big.
She back in the game.
I'm a big fan of. So she covered "I Could Fall in Love" and she did.
Oh, I guess. So she covered English, Selena.
Oh, duh, bitch, because she's not gonna fucking cover the Spanish one.
Alicia Keys covered
Selena could barely cover the Spanish version.
Alicia Keys, when she was in Mexico doing her world tour, she covered Pepe Aguilar's daughter.
Ángel Aguilar.
Angela Aguilar. She sang a duet with her in Spanish.
But that's
Bro,
Alicia
if you're gonna
Keys.
come with it, come with it.
But that's Alicia Keys, dog.
She's so good.
She's so
dude.
good.
She's so.
Alicia Keys is so fucking good, dog. Like, she's so fucking good.
She really is the best. Shout out to Alicia Keys, and don't worry. Look, we all know that you deserve to be on that top albums of top 50 albums that
Yeah,
Apple Music
dog.
did. I'm so pissed off because Diary of Alicia Keys and Songs in A Minor were not in that fucking list, and it's a damn shame. Apple, you should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway.
Alicia Keys is so fucking good.
Sabrina Carpenter has
But
got
I
a
like
good run.
Sabrina
It's good.
Carpenter.
But you can also tell she's taken from other people. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that because like what is it? Slim Pickens and the one right before that. The one right after she had a run. The one right before that, she takes from Chapel Rowan. There's a little bit of Chapel Rowan influence. Slim Pickens has a little bit of that like Casey Musgraves feel, like in terms of the instrumentation. Like she's clearly trying to
I could see where her having the
Dumb and Poetic. Yeah.
Dumb and Poetic.
Yeah. Dumb and Poetic is very Chapel Rowan. Even the way that she writes is very Chapel Rowan. Which, by the way, Chapel Rowan,
she's really good.
she's incredible.
She's really good. She's got great vocal
That
range.
Midwest Princess album is insane, so good. But like, you
So,
could tell that
and please, like where she had that like
that's got some like disco influences.
yeah,
Bandcamp's got some
whenever
some
she
disco
has
influences.
the specific phrase, it's like motherfucker and shit and like that.
She says it all like
Yeah.
Casey Musgraves.
Yeah, and so that's where I was like, oh, okay, so that's where she probably got the idea of being, because everybody was all like in the videos or whatever that they would like they'd have like cowboy hats on and be like that one part in like in her Sabrina's like
but you
song.
could tell she's doing it, and it comes off as respectful. It doesn't come off.
I don't feel as though
It doesn't come off as like she's trying to take a sound.
I
It comes off
also-
like she's playing homage.
I also
to.
don't feel like she's doing this for the sole sake of having this like attention to her. Like she has been in the industry. She came from Disney.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like the female star has to go through a very specific.
She played a role. She was in Girl Meets World. So like
I remember.
she's been in the industry as part of the musical industry for a while now, and so like this is her just making music. Like there isn't, and even in her songs, like there is songs where she's talking about guys or relationships that she's had, which, to be fair, like I know everybody dislikes when people don't like when Taylor Swift does it because she just happens to have really publicized like
Life.
relationships.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I'm like, dog, if like John Mayer can do it, then why can't these girls do
Don't
it?
bring up
Like,
John Mayer in the same sentence as Taylor Swift, dog.
I don't care, dog.
You know better. You can't be triggering their algorithm like that. You can. The Swifties are coming, dude.
I don't give a fuck, dog, because I like Taylor Swift and I love John Mayer. So
love
like
John Mayer.
I don't care. Like I fucking love John Mayer. I cried at his concert, and y'all can go
We both did.
suck a booty cheek because I
Edge of Desire came on and went.
Edge of Desire, you didn't, and I could tell that you knew Edge of Desire was coming on.
Oh, I
I remember the
moment.
specific moment very like because we were just waiting and he played a chord and I was like, I wonder when Edge of Desire is gonna come on. You looked at me and goes,
Right now.
yeah. You looked at me and you're like, yeah, I wonder, and you knew.
I knew.
I was like, you know something.
Even
And then-
Brie after that song was like, I really like that song.
that song is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Edge of Desire is literally my favorite fucking song.
Top 5 for sure.
And I know his entire discography, dog. You can play any song for any one of his albums, and I'll start singing along to it. I'm like, it's that one song.
So you just lost all the Swifties right now.
Fuck, dog.
You just lost
I really
all the
like
Swifties.
Taylor Swift, but I also not all of her music is
89 is the best album she has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's after that is
I liked 89. I liked
Taylor
some
Swift
of
was supposed
Folklore.
to be Taylor Swift, and I'll say this time and time again to anybody. Taylor Swift is at her best when she's being a pop starlet. She is not at her best whenever she's trying to be the girl next door. She is not at her best whenever she's trying to be the country girl. She's not at her best when she's trying to be vindictive. So Red. She's not at her best when she's trying to be folksy or artsy or anything like that.
Folklore.
She is at her best whenever she is die hard from beginning to end a pop goddess. That is what her vibe is.
I
do
feel like my vibe, like the vibes that I like the most from her are when she's being very poppy. Like
no, it's just that's not to say you can't be meaningful. That's not to say that you can't find. Like
I think that there's a lot of meaning to a lot of her songs even when they are like the fact that it's a pop song doesn't diminish its
that's my point. It's like
validity.
It doesn't mean that you don't get to have like poignant moments or soft moments or powerful moments or like stripped down moments. It doesn't mean that you can't have that, but when she pretends that she's a folk artist and she clearly isn't, is disingenuous. When she pretends that she's trying to get this like folk album and she's trying to get it off, it's disingenuous. When she's pretending that she's a victim in Red to be vindictive to Kanye and the Kardashians, like when she's pretending to do all that, like it just makes her look more and more like Regina George, like some sort of imposter. When in reality, like you could have style and shake it off and have a powerful moment in that album that's just as powerful. You know what I mean? And still like deliver. Anyway, I don't want to get boggled down by Twitter.
When
Swizzy, but.
The Swift but I feel as though like if she wanted to do like folky albums or like that vindictive style album that she made, I feel if she just did it to do it without necessarily like calling attention to it in the sense of like in the sense of like how Posty's doing it right now, like or Post Malone is transitioning from multiple different styles because he's had multiple different styles in his career
to country, and there's nothing that he's done outside of just make a country album, like or the same way that Beyonce's done it, where Beyonce has transitioned from like folk music, like African folk music or like African style music, and then that was the album before Cowboy Carter, if I'm not mistaken. No, was King not? Oh, I guess so. Maybe I'm thinking about Act One, which is the techno album.
There's techno. There's also so she's done techno. She's also done like King, where it was because it was about the Lion King. And it was fucking phenomenal. That's my favorite album of her. Water.
Really?
Water is one of my favorite songs.
That's the song that's the album that you fuck with?
I fuck with that album a lot.
For real?
Yeah.
I like
I watched the whole fucking I watched the whole documentary that she had, like the video that she had that like progressed from song to song. I really liked it.
For me, self-titled to Lemonade is iconic. Like from Formation to Lemonade.
Formation's good.
Bro, like it's iconic. And then whenever self-titled came out, it was a video for every song. And bro, stop. That's crazy.
I just feel like
that's crazy.
If you look
and then
at
Lemonade
like
had Freedom.
Freedom is really good.
That's crazy. Dude. That's
I
a crazy
feel
run.
like Beyonce has been able to tap into different, because Beyonce and Taylor Swift are on the same level of stardom, like. In terms of, I think
Beyonce's more, but in
terms of like being able to do whatever the fuck they want with their music, like nobody's gonna stop you at that point. Like you reach the certain level of stardom where no matter what you do, people are gonna listen to your music whether they like the music or not.
Yeah,
they're just gonna listen because you are Beyonce, because you are Taylor Swift. Like they're gonna listen to it. You don't even like Taylor Swift, and you'll be like, well, let me see what her album sounds like this time.
Yeah. I do it with everybody, but I understand.
And so they've reached this level of like, girl, you can just make the music, and you don't have to like put on this persona to match the music. Like you can do it during your videos, but it doesn't have to become you in that moment of like, oh, I'm this super soft and girl next door kind of situation. It's like, no. Or like very similar to even like Sabrina Carpenter right now, where she's transitioning into a different part of her like artistry, and she said, oh, well, I'm gonna change my fucking hair, and now I'm gonna look like this and this, and y'all are gonna love it because I fucking love it, and because it's timeless, and because it looks good.
It is timeless,
and I look cute, like and so what? And like I'm gonna make songs, and the songs that she's had have always been suggestive. Like there's a lot of songs that she has that have always been suggestive. Even
she's a little bit more on the nose now, though.
2 years ago, like Nonsense was 2 years ago, and she was already making suggestive like songs.
I think this is now, a little bit more
she
on
just
the nose.
Played more into it.
Yeah.
But there's been, and even in like one of her songs, I think in Taste, she's very, very suggestive. And she's like, I know I'm talking about an ex, but like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to do it.
But I'm gonna harp back onto that Taylor Swift point. Taylor Swift makes antics out of her exes.
Yeah.
And other people sing about their exes. I think Adele's a perfect example.
Yeah.
People sing about their exes but it's still about the music.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big difference. But now back
That's
to
the point.
you know, like back to Sabrina Carpenter, I think she's doing a good job. But the one critique, if even as a critique, I appreciate the sentiment. I don't know where I stand exactly with it. But when she makes that Leonard Cohen line, I don't know what song it is, but she says jack off to lyrics of Leonard Cohen or some shit like that.
It's in Taste, yeah.
Props to the Leonard Cohen reference, but I also like Leonard Cohen is such a songwriting genius and songwriting like fucking legend that like I don't want him to get used so willy-nilly as like a quirky thing to know about that it loses value. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's so good, and he is like he's a fucking legend. So like props that it's in a pop song. It's not like, oh, you're like Leonard Cohen's being referenced, but at the same time it's like hopefully people don't start to like just start saying things about Leonard Cohen to make it seem like they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Who's Leonard Cohen?
Leonard Cohen's a songwriter. He wrote I'm Your Man. He also wrote I think he wrote Feeling Good. And I'm feeling good. Boom.
So she's because she's supposed to be referencing like Shawn Mendes, and like
Oh, they dated?
yeah, that's who the song is about.
Oh my bad. See,
and so the song
I didn't need to know that.
the song is about like supposed to be about like how he's very like I'm that guy who knows about like these little things. And,
or maybe he does know about Leonard Cohen.
And
I mean, nothing about Sean makes me think that he's channeling Leonard Cohen.
Well, no. What I mean
I'm just
is
saying,
like,
you know?
what I mean is like, I think she was trying to infer that he's the type of guy who will use. Like, I know who Leonard Cohen is, and so like. I'm that guy, like I know a little bit more than you, I'm better than that kind of situation. So I think that's what she was trying to imply by saying like jack off to that, like, oh yeah, you think you're so much better that you like fucking live, breathe, and whatever with this guy. And it's
I did think, is that the song also where she says like mushrooms aren't changing your life?
I think so, yeah.
Because she was talking shit. That's sarcastic as fuck. She's like, no, mushrooms are not changing your life.
Yeah, like this. She's specifically talking.
So fucking funny,
she's talking about Shawn Mendes, like Shawn Mendes having
in that song. Or in general.
Well, in general, that one song is specifically about him. So, like when she's talking about that part about Leonard Cohen, she's talking about him. And that entire song in and of itself is that. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Taste. If not, it's Good Graces, but I can't remember. It's not Sharpest Tool, but there's a lot. I fucking love this album though. I'm trying so hard to go watch her. But she's expensive.
Never mind. He did not write "Feeling Good." I was mistaking that song for another one. But he wrote "Hallelujah." Leonard Cohen wrote "Hallelujah."
The sex song.
I hear the words.
Yeah, it's about song. It's about sex.
Yeah.
Dog, I didn't know it was about sex.
Yeah.
Until
Leonard Cohen wrote it.
Until
Jeff Buckley made it famous.
So I didn't know it was about sex until some lady who was talking on the interwebs, and she was like, she had this really thick country accent. I fucking loved it, and I was like, cool. So like,
I mean, it's kind of like
it's a sex song.
I know but if you get to the third chorus, remember when I moved in you and the holy dove was moving too? Like,
that's
bro,
what I'm saying.
He kind of told you it was about sex.
Because she was like, I'm tired of hearing the kids singing hallelujah in the choir, and I was like, why are you so tired of hearing hallelujah in the choir? It's the choir, and it's hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, and then she specifically said, whatever, and I was like, no me digas.
Remember when I moved in you and the holy dove was moving too? Yeah.
No me digas. I was like,
that song is so magical because it's clearly about a climax, and it's such a great play on words. But again, the genius of his writing, like that's how much of a genius he was in terms of like really driving home. but he's got a song in there that says, I'm sorry, he's got a lyric in there in Hallelujah where he says, I think it's like the second verse or something like that. Where he says, and all I've ever learned from love is to, and all I've ever learned from love is to, oh my God, I'm blanking out.
Busca la canción.
You right.
Pues pa qué tanto esfuerzo. That's that good puss to be having you do that.
Goddamn.
What? Yeah. Screaming hallelujah. I'd slap a bitch if he did that to me. If somebody was like doing me and all of a sudden they're like hallelujah in the middle of them climaxing, I'd be like, get off of me.
Dog.
like quítate, like ew, like no seas así.
Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew ya. That's fire. That's such a great line. Like saying, like, all I've ever learned from love is how to beat somebody down before they beat me down. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not where I was going.
I know because you already in Sabrina Carpenter mode right now.
That's not where I was going. In my head, I was like, ew. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, this song is fire.
It's a good song. It's a really great song.
All right, lastly, Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl.
I saw that. That's going to be interesting.
You think he's going to do Not Like Us or what?
Dude, fuck yeah. I'm going to play it 3
right?
times.
I
3 times in there.
I want a Super Bowl performance where the entire time wah 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 wah.
Oh, fuck him up. Yeah.
But you think he's gonna be able to say the pedo word on public television? Sponsors, corporate sponsors, NFL y todo. That's a rough one, huh? Who does he bring out, or do you think he's gonna have like a super flex and just do the whole thing by himself? And also, is the album gonna come out before or after or the day of? Questions.
Qué desesperación.
I love Kendrick. That's what I'm just saying. Like I can imagine any scenario, bro. Like say like put out the album before, so we know what songs you about to flip. But also, if the album is not that good, then they probably don't want.
Maybe after.
They don't want bad reception, and then
that's what Riri did. She put her album out right after.
No, she didn't. She didn't put out an album after the Super Bowl.
Oh no!
She hasn't put out an album.
No, she put out her makeup right after.
Correct.
She
That's
released.
safer.
She really.
Correct, because bitches don't gotta like the makeup, but they gonna go buy it anyway and figure it out.
Because she was wearing the red lip, and everybody was starting, and everybody went in. But I bought the red lip.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, if he puts out the album before, and it's not good,
que lo va a hacer after.
Then the anticipation for the Super Bowl drops significantly.
That's what I'm saying.
So but he does it at the day of. What if that performance is next level?
I don't think he's gonna bring anybody out.
Like at the end of the performance, like it's out right now, all DSPs. Boom.
I don't
or the day after.
I don't think he's gonna bring anybody out.
He could bring somebody out.
Who he gonna bring out for what?
He could bring a lot of people out.
You don't need nobody.
He could. I mean, that's true. He could bring anybody. He could bring anybody that he wants out. He's had the best year in hip hop in a long time. He could bring out anybody he wants. Think about who you wanted to bring out. Anyone. He could do it. He could ask.
You sound like Donald Trump right now.
He can bring out anybody that he wants. The dogs, the cats.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have to bring anybody out, so he won't.
No, you're right. He doesn't.
And then
he doesn't have to bring anybody out. But traditionally, somebody always gets brought out. The last time we had a solo performance was The Weeknd, and it was because it was COVID.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the video one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe Gaga also did it without anybody.
I think she did.
I think JT also did it without anybody. But I mean, like people come out. Like Shakira did it with J Lo. Like Pitbull.
Riri bring out.
Did Riri bring out somebody?
I don't remember. She was up there
maybe
pregnant
she did it.
And shit.
Maybe she did it all by herself. You're right.
I don't remember her bringing nobody out.
You're right. But like Usher did it last year. That shit was fire. He brought out all of Atlanta.
Well, that was cute. I also hadn't watched that one either.
Who can he bring out? Bring out who can do it?
I just don't want him to bring anybody out. I want him to do it just
by
him.
himself.
I feel like I feel like he could do it super successfully. I feel like he's got enough bangers to be able to keep it's just so funny that he's going to be out there when like the people who go watch the Super Bowls are like not
Middle America.
Always. Yeah, they're not always like, but we are getting a much younger generation who's all about it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be very interesting.
I think it'll be a great performance.
I think
it's probably going to be one of the best performances we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Man, people are gonna call me such a fucking dick rider, dude.
Yeah.
For saying that.
For sure.
But he's a great performer. He could do it. He could do it by himself.
I think he could do it by himself.
I also think he's probably gonna bring out somebody.
I don't know who he would bring out. I don't want him to bring anybody
Maybe
out.
some of the features for his songs. J-Rock. He could bring out Snoop Dogg.
Okay, if he brings out Snoop Dogg, then okay.
He could bring out Snoop Dogg. Dr. Dre. He could bring out Dr. Dre. He could bring out, it's New Orleans. He could bring out somebody from New Orleans. Manny Fresh, Big Timers.
New Orleans.
He could bring out people from the new generation he could bring out other famous rappers that are on his level. Shit, by then he could bring out J. Cole. He could do it.
Stretch.
He could do it though. He could do it.
The stretch. I don't know about that.
Dang! Imagine that would be the biggest plot twist. I was gonna say if he brought out Wayne, that would be crazy. That would be like the biggest
he brought out
nail in the
Wayne,
coffin for Drake.
Would be great. That'd be great.
But he could bring out Jay-Z. That's a big one. Nas, Jay-Z. He could have like a super like. He could bring out Ice Cube.
Random side note: I didn't know that Kendrick and Prince performed on like together at one point. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, and I think that
he could bring out rock acts.
Amazing.
He could bring out U2. He could bring out Red Hot Chili Peppers. He could surprise you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he will. If he brings anybody out, I think it's gonna be.
He's got a song with Taylor Swift.
I feel like,
and she likes being culturally relevant too. So she,
I feel like if he's gonna bring anybody out, it's gonna be somebody like you don't expect at all, like somebody just like random. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like you're gonna be like, like ¿Qué pasó? What happened? Who? What? That's the vibe, for sure.
But also that makes perfect sense.
And then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Then it makes absolute sense. It's wild.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm excited though.
I'm excited. I think he's
for the
gonna
Super
do
Bowl.
really
It's the
good.
first time I ever said that. Because I don't like football like that.
I'm not gonna watch the Super Bowl.
Football's
I'm just gonna
atrocious.
watch the halftime.
Damn, we just alienated a lot of our audience. Probably.
I mean, you can like it. I never said you can like it.
You
I
like
just
it.
do.
You like it.
Not me.
Shit, on the move media sports. Just because people want to hear it, like, damn, fine, I'll fund it.
I'll fund it. It's fine.
It's cool.
No, but it's good. It's because the reality of it is, it's like we were never a sporty family.
I know.
We were not. We were. Why do you think we're here? We're doing this because we're not.
Instead of at the game.
Out there.
Instead of at the
being
game.
Athletics, dog. Like I can't run to save my life, dog.
I don't think I have a sports jersey. I think the only sports jersey I ever wore was probably like Yao Ming, the Yao Ming Rockets jersey.
Oh my god.
And,
You were like 14.
That's so old.
Yeah. I was like 14 and I stole it too. It's not even like I bought it.
It's stolen.
It's not even like I
was about to say, because ain't no way mom and dad bought you that.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, and it was like the classic red with the gray stripes, like right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
bro, lame.
I remember.
That was so bad, bro. This was in the white tee era, so like everything had to be like long. Bro, embarrassing, dude. Like the worst time in fashion was like all of 90s to the early 2000s, bro. Because like, what the fuck?
For men, because I think the girls had the best fashion during that time.
Oh, maybe Christina Aguilera was killing it.
Because the other girls,
But like the French tips all the way to the South Pole jeans? Nah,
I think
dog,
the girls. I think the
We
girls wearing like
fucked up.
low rise like shirt, like pants with like
the low
short,
rises,
like
yeah. But not everybody could pull that off though.
Claro que no. Pero like that's
Everybody could pull off the white tee with the South Pole,
every generation.
or not. No, or nobody pulled it off. But in general, like you could do it. You know that them South Pole jeans were crazy. The Jenko jeans. That's crazy, dude.
I think y'all, the one place where I feel like
Fubu. Fat Farm. Remember the Fat Farms?
yes,
Remember the Fat Farm shoes, dude? That's
I think that for
dude.
y'all,
I
like,
never got Fat Farms. I always wanted some. I never got them. For real. I never got them. All the girls had the pink ones, like the pink bottom sole ones with the pink P. And all the guys had like the light blue ones.
that's so bad.
I know it's horrible, but like
That's
I
so
really
bad.
wanted some. I remember being like, man, I wish I could afford some Fat
Generationally,
Farms.
I feel like the one place where like in those eras of fashion, like the makeup was okay and like certain things were okay, but it's just like there's always a group of people during that time that just look horrendous, like that are like because it was Jersey Shore time, like it was like it was that time where people
That
were
was
wearing
rough.
like ridiculous. The hair was poofied up
the
and
tan
weird,
was
and the tans
crazy,
were weird.
dude.
The like raccoon,
Was
the
it- what- what's
inverted
her name?
raccoon eyes were weird.
What's her name?
like,
Pookie? What's her name? Snooki. I said Pookie. Pookie. What's the other one name?
Snooki. It was Jay Wow and Snooki.
And what's the dude's name?
Vinny.
Vinny.
There's Vinny. There's Pauly D.
Pauly
and
D. Damn. Pauly D. He's a DJ? That's a good DJ name.
I
Pauly
like
D.
actually. I remember
Hated
watching
that.
some of that stuff, and I thought it was
Reality
so.
TV needs to die.
It was so bad.
Reality TV needs to go away forever.
But it was like
all
peak
of it.
television back then.
Yeah, right now, what's the reality TV of the now? Love is Blind? No me toques así.
The fuck.
Love is Blind?
No,
Is
stupid. No, the Mormons. The Real Housewives.
Nah, that's been it. But like,
No.
wasn't Love is Blind like the thing that was like everybody wants to be on Love is Blind?
No te estoy diciendo ahorita que
The
the Mormon
Mormons.
one, the Housewives.
Oh, the one where they brought the where she got pregnant by the black dude.
It's watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That is brand new. It's popping. Everybody talking about it. I was watching it. I haven't watched it, but like I saw like clips of it and it was wild. First of all, the fact that nobody like acknowledges that they're in a cult is weird to me. But then like, what? You ain't ever heard about the Book of Mormon? Y'all, I just watched like documentaries on it and I was like, ain't no motherfucking way this is real. Like ain't no motherfucking way
It's
people
real.
really out here believing that this illiterate man wrote yes, this uneducated illiterate man.
Jesus was illiterate.
Stupid, no te estoy diciendo eso. Like, that's not what I'm saying. John Smith.
Bro, we bullies, bro. We fucking bullies. Who? John Smith? Pocahontas?
That was his name. I think.
The Pocahontas? Yeah,
Smith.
John Smith.
His name was Smith.
Right? David. What's his name? Look it up. Who's Pocahontas' boo thing?
I don't know. Hold on.
I think it's John Smith. Bro. What?
Mormon.
No, look up the Pocahontas, dude. Who's my girl Pocahontas' Sacagawea or whatever her name is?
Joseph Smith is mine, so it was John
Joseph Smith. John Smith is Pocahontas.
India, yeah.
Yeah.
John Smith was
I said Sacagawea. Where did that come out of, bro? That came out of like 10th grade history. Sacagawea, bro.
Sacagawea. Yeah, she led them.
She led, bro. Man, shout out to Sacagawea.
Sacagawea.
Shout out, you fucking unsung hero. Sacagawea goes hard,
John
bro.
Smith was the Pocahontas dude.
Okay, Joseph Smith,
Joseph
illiterate, created a book where he wanted to have multiple wives.
Have you ever watched what
No, but
the Book of Mormon
but
how the Book of
I
Mormon
know that
came
they
about?
have multiple wives and sister
Mira,
wives.
mira, te voy a
and they're
decir.
young. I know this because in Shameless, there was that one little girl that showed up to Kevin V's house, and she was like 12 already with a baby, and she got sent there because her Mormon husband got sent to jail for child abuse because she was 12, and she was part of the sister wives.
Okay, well, yeah,
Shameless.
similar.
Shout out to Shameless.
So the way that
I'm never gonna forgive you for what you did to Fiona. Anyway,
Yes, Mormons. I watched these documentaries where the way that the Book of Mormon came about is because this dude, Joseph Smith, was illiterate. They very much emphasize the fact that this man ain't ever got no education.
Okay.
That this man ain't ever actually been able to write nothing. He had to have a scribe to do this. And you know what happened? Te voy a decir lo que pasó. Okay. What ended up happening was that this dude went up to this hill, right?
The hill.
He was in this little
trance
temple thing.
Oh, the temple.
God bestowed upon him
Damn.
a book. Right?
The
book that nobody else could see. A book that only he could see.
Only the illiterate
and then
could see
these people believed his ass.
Damn.
And he had a scribe. He had multiple scribes. And within 60 days, he wrote the Book of Mormon. But nobody could ever see this book. And he had to go return it to the temple and God. And then God closed the gate to the temple.
Closed it.
Yes. And then they believed his ass. And they just started like, yes, the Book of Mormon is real. It's true. The values that we need to have are these. And you must have separate wives. And I was like.
Separate wives? I thought it was sister wives.
Multiple wives. They don't have to be sisters. They can be.
I thought that's just what they refer to themselves as.
Oh.
Marcela read the Book of Mormon and was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have to be sisters.
I mean,
but it was crazy. Invisible ass book y todo. But how you know what it says? I'll make up what it says. And then you gotta be sisters.
I like your family.
We gonna keep your bloodline going.
I watched your sister.
So it was an invisible ass book from an illiterate man that had scribes. What did the scribes write if it was invisible?
No, so this is the crazy part. He was in a cabin, right, in the middle of fuck nowhere in New York.
In New York,
it was in New York. And
how did they end up in Utah then?
Because he kept telling people that the city that they were going to was the right city that God had chosen for them. And they chose like 5 different cities before they ended up in Utah. And it was like, oh, it's because God is changing our plans. And it's like, what the fuck?
God be doing that.
Apparently.
Fucking changing plans.
And
they never want to stick to the script.
The way that it worked is that he was in this little cabin and he had a cloth.
Oh,
he had
the holy cloth.
The holy cloth.
What kind of cloth?
I sepa? I don't know, but it was like a curtain.
And a curtain.
Nobody could see. Nobody could enter the room with him when he.
Damn,
was
they couldn't slide the curtain.
No,
not allowed.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
And that's how you know it was just utter bullshit.
La
because
tela.
At the end
you can't move esa pinche tela ahí.
He had to have multiple people scribe. He had to dictate it.
Oh,
motherfucker was reading. I was
he
like,
just dictated it.
He was just reading the book and was like, "This is the book now, and this is you have to rewrite it for me because I can't write."
Damn.
And since nobody can see this book, only me because I'm the chosen one.
Damn.
God also said I gotta go take it back, and it's like, what?
Take what back? The invisible book.
Take the fucking book.
Damn. So no evidence was left.
Motherfucker was just stupid and just wanted to be alone, and then people caught on and we were like, yeah, that makes sense.
Got it. And he just but the main premise is that the men can have multiple wives.
That's not the main premise, but that is part of it. The main premise is that
it's a cult.
It's a cult.
They gotta listen to what he said.
Is that you have to do that, and then
and women can't work.
He decided he wanted to have
a what?
More wives, and that's when they included it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They kind of glazed over it at first, and they were like, "Oh."
After a while, the man was
After a while, they were like, "Yeah, that makes so much sense. Now I definitely gotta have more wives."
Man, shit. Yeah,
weird.
for sure.
Because
after a while, he could have just made up anything and called it the Invisible Book. He could have been like, "We wear pink on Wednesdays."
Yes.
And then boom.
But like,
pink on Wednesdays.
Like, what's
you know
crazy
what
to me is like, if
he
you
could have been
look
like, "You can't sit with us."
If you look at
that's it.
If you look at the way that he's describing it. It's like motherfucking. It's like listening to a cult leader talk.
Oh shit! I've never listened to a cult leader.
Like if you, well, neither have I. But like
except for this one.
No, I haven't listened to them talk either. But what I'm saying is,
do you think that if a cult leader showed up around you,
that I would be stupid enough to believe it?
No, that it would catch you off guard. Like you would know. Like, bro, you sounding real culty right now. You think you would know?
I would feel like I'd feel a little sus about it. Be like,
What do you mean I have to go to this place? What do you mean
I have to move to Costa Rica? What are you talking about?
I can't. I should subscribe to your pyramid scheme. Like, what do you mean?
I feel like I'd have enough like
I feel like I'd give him the
critical
SpongeBob
thinking.
eyes.
I feel like I have enough critical thinking skills to understand that like this is a cult happening. But like a lot of people would say that about my religion and be like, well, then you believe in your religion, like isn't that a cult too? And it's like so.
El Papa Juan Pablo II was like for sure like
Stop.
he was because grandma lived and died while Papa Juan Pablo II.
They lived and died for them popes, dog. I mean, I'm not a.
Pope Francis is a little more progressive though.
I'm not a. He doesn't condemn gay marriage.
Yeah. Be like, fuck it. Most of my priests are
It's-
doing it.
but
Might as well. he's like, I walked in on fulanito de tal.
Haciendo no sé qué. So you know what?
Trying
But
to,
it's because he's Latino. He's from Argentina.
yeah,
he's a
so he's
sweetie.
probably a little bit.
The other one was German, and it gave me very Nazi.
Papa Juan Pablo?
Yeah, he was German.
For real?
Yeah. Jean Paul.
Jean Paul.
Like his real name was not Jean Paul. Like his name was some German name.
Some German name. That
He was
translated
German.
to Juan Pablo II.
No, stupid. They picked their name.
Oh. What do you mean they picked their name?
They pick their saint name. They pick a saint.
What's Francis' real name?
Let me see.
I thought that his name is Francis.
No.
I thought he was just walking around Argentina like, Francis!
Pope. His name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio. You didn't know this?
Yeah, his name means what? His name is Bergolo?
Man,
That boy packing. That boy like
Bergoglio.
Bergoglio. Bro, Pope Francis.
You
No,
thought
I
you
thought-
thought that was his name? They pick a saint and that's the name that they go for.
Shit, bro.
That's why it's Papa
Bergoglio?
Juan Pablo
Say it again, say it
II
again.
because there was already a first
Damn,
one.
he said, let me do it again.
Yeah, he chose that saint again.
He
You
said-
didn't know
He
this?
said, redo. No, I've never known this. Bro, what? His name is Bergoglio what? That boy told you from the
Look.
start he wanted you. He
Look.
knew he was packing.
El Papa Benedicto. I don't know what number that is. It was German. His name is Joseph Aloy Ratzinger.
Damn.
He looked evil too.
Damn. So go back to Francis. Go back. My boy Francis, bro. Yeah. My boy Francis.
The abuelito there.
His name is
Jorge Mario
Bergoglio, bro.
Bergoglio.
Oh, I thought it was with a V. I thought it was like suggestive. Like, wait, you know how like in Mexico, like Bergoglio, man. If somebody was called Bergoglio in the hood in Mexico or La Lázaro, just think about like, hey man, that's Bergoglio over here. That's not a good look.
That's
that
not a
means
good look,
something over
dog.
there. So,
That's not.
it's Bergoglio.
Bergoglio.
It already sounds like you gargling whenever you say his name. Bergoglio. Hey, go talk to Bergoglio. Bro, he gotta forgive me, right? Because that's his job.
That's his job, dog.
Right? He can't. Right? I still think the Pope should get sponsored by Louis Vuitton. Imagine if the Pope Imagine if the Pope comes out in the dress, in the garments, and it's all Louis V, dude. At least the scarf, like Louis V. That's the drip, bro. Imagine the Pope comes out in some Louis V or some Yves Saint Laurent. Like
Drip
imagine.
down.
Imagínate.
You know what would
Like,
be the best?
La cachucha? La
You know what?
cachucha
Not
Yves
the
Saint Laurent?
cachucha, the little Pope hat. You know what would be, to me, canonical, but also like a little blasphemous is say he did for Versace, because it's
Or
like
Versace,
because
Medusa,
with the
Herame,
Medusa
la Gamma,
head,
Malari.
Pero like it's all gold. It's all like you know.
But like subtle though, like inlining, like the gold inlining. With
See,
the,
they already
with
use
the
all gold. They
snake.
already sitting on the
Nah,
on
but
the
it
throne
can't
of
be the
gold.
snake though, because then they're gonna be like, oh, the Satan has infiltrated the church. Y todo
But it's
pedo.
that's what I said. It'd be
I
a
still
little bit
think Louis
blasphemous.
Vuitton or Mason Margiela. No, because then they're gonna think he's a Freemason. Nah, it's gotta be like Yves Saint Laurent. It's gotta be Yves Saint Laurent, bro.
I would say Yves Saint Laurent or Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, with the Louis V, just like with the drip, bro. And then it's gotta be like white with the gold with Louis V, and then the back black. Black, dog, just so that the accents are white and gold.
Ellos no
he would
pueden
look
usar esos
fly
tipos de
as
colores
fuck.
solamente. They go by color, so
Who
some of-
goes by color?
the
They can do whatever they want, bro. They holy.
The Pope wears a specific color, and then all the other little archdiocese people.
Yeah, they wear red.
They were some of them are red, some of them are black. The lower tiered.
Damn, like a caste system.
There is a caste system in there. Yeah.
And the white one is the best one.
That's
Su madre, way. Damn, we breaking it down right now. The conspiracy is
Crazy.
alive.
It's crazy.
Yo, the Vatican really got to step it up.
So they like have elections or something.
No.
Nah, they do. You ain't never watched the Da Vinci Code?
How do you get a pope?
You ain't never watched Angels and Demons? I saw it.
Well, how you get a pope? Well, one, the pope has to
The
resign
flame
or
has
die.
to turn red or something, or white or whatever it is. I saw the movie. When they pick them, they all got to vote democratically. Like they say like, hey, I want.
Yeah, they do
I
get
want,
elected.
I want Bergoglio to be the one, and then
Well, how do you become like a nominee or something?
you gotta be one of the arch
You
like
gotta work
bishops.
your way up.
You gotta like
You
represent
gotta
the
work
whole
your
country
way up
and
there.
shit.
Like you gotta be
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta be in good with Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta like,
It's like-
you gotta like know you gotta network. It's all marketing. it's all marketing, bro. It's all
It
who you
is.
know. It's all
about
like
who
you know.
you know and
There's
about who
some
you fuck
priests
with.
that got that went to catecismo already privileged. Like they
don't
been
even-
clean.
they don't-
like you know what I mean. Like they
Really,
already
if
had
you
the
think
end.
about it,
They had a
it's
trust fund. They had a
very-
Jesus trust fund.
You know what? It's very very like
Political.
It's very nepo.
It's very
really
it gives
baby.
nepo baby vibes. You
It's
know what I
very
mean? It's
nepo
very
baby.
like very Jaden Smith kind of vibes. You know what I
Kinda.
mean? You know?
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
like
yeah.
very
It's that sort of
Kardashian, Jaden Smith, like Bergoglio is not normal, dude. Like that's not
No,
a
he's
normal
been
name.
done already. Like
that's not a normal
but
name.
they gotta do like things.
There's no other Bergoglios in Argentina that I'm aware of.
Yes, that you
Because I just figured out that name exists. So from my understanding, it's just Bergoglio that exists right now. That's how I'm gonna refer to him from now on.
They I don't know how the fuck they do it, but I know that they're not. They don't gotta be saints or nothing like that. They don't gotta be put. Which, by the way, scam. Like sainthood. Some like random kid that died became a saint, and I was like, what the fuck did he do? And it was apparently because some woman prayed to him, and I was like, so if somebody prays to me, I become a saint. It don't make sense.
Yeah, they just been giving away
They
sainthood
just
like
gave
that?
it away. It's not even special no more.
Mother Teresa was a saint.
It's not even special no more, dog. It used to be.
Used to be
It
you had to
used
do
be-
something to
it
become a
used-
saint.
It used yes. San Juditas, dog. Like it used to
You
be,
should-
you had to have character, dog. Like you had to
or
be
you used
in with it with Jesus.
or used to, or you should, you used to be, you used to have to keep the bread with the picture of Jesus.
Yeah.
You used to have to
You had
show
to be
proof.
really
You couldn't just say
into
it. that you-
with it. Like you got to be really in it with Jesus. Like
Damn.
live, breathe, and everything. Bathe with Jesus. Like
like Bergoglio.
yeah.
I'm sure he does it.
I mean, yeah. He's one version of Jesus. Eventually, is in there.
I want to know what shit is in the Vatican archives that are like,
I wanna know what's-
yo, we knew about this. We've been knowing about
I want to
this.
know what's deep down. In
You
the-
think they got
in
an
the
alien in there?
lessons. An alien?
Yeah, because the United States already said that there was UFOs. If there's a UFO anywhere, it's either Area 51 or the Vatican basement.
I think the Vatican just got wads of like money down there,
Oh, they got hella gold.
like gold.
Hella gold.
They're like
They got
I
the
would,
Hernan Cortez. Like
I would
they
argue
pulled
they
it
got
back.
the Fountain of Youth down there.
They
and
got
shit.
Hernan
Like they
Cortez.
found
They got
it.
all the gold. Hernan Cortez's gold. They found.
All the
El Dorado
treasures,
for
yeah.
sure. They took it back to the Vatican for sure.
I feel
slowly.
like they have
Shipments.
had
Yeah,
unexpedited not to raise suspicions.
it's probably a lot of shit in there, huh?
I think there's a lot of shit.
They
down
got like hella books too that are
there.
like.
I bet you they got like books anointed by Jesus, like all this shit. Well, at least they claim to have. I feel like I don't know if this is. I don't know if
they
where
probably got Jesus down there.
you bet you they got his corpse
found
up
his-
in there.
They probably found because they've been trying to find the bones and they can't find it. So they
People
probably got
claim
him
that
down
they
there.
found the me being
ain't
a
nobody
Jesus
claim.
follower.
Mhm.
I kind of hope they do have Jesus down there. He just walking this earth alone. Like, what you mean?
Boy, really, boy, like se resucitó for real.
Like for real? Like
He's
if
just down there
he,
hanging out,
like in my head, I'm because in my head, like I
Second
believe in
coming.
it, but I'm like, dog, like you really just.
yeah. What if he responds in the wrong place, like in the like he can't?
What
get
if
out?
he just like, yeah, kind of like Minecraft,
Bro,
like.
like I'm not religious, so anything I'm saying right now is not blasphemous. But you over here talking hella crap, dude.
I talk about this stuff all the time. Like, look, me and Jesus are cool.
You
Yeah.
should be.
Right.
That's kind of the whole deal, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like the
Like,
whole
we cool,
point
bro.
is that
you know what's in my heart.
you know what's in my heart. I'm a good person. It's okay.
In parentheses, like that.
Yeah.
Got it. Me too.
you know, it'd be different if I said I'm a good person.
Ooh,
I'm a good person.
That's different. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah,
like
capital
if I'm
G.
like,
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm, you know,
Yeah.
me and the top G, we got it. Like, we all right.
Got it.
Because that's something that actually funny enough that speaking to my boyfriend about, he's like, I've never heard somebody talk about Jesus the way you talk about Jesus. And I was just like, why? And he goes, you just talk so nonchalantly about Jesus, like he's just your homie. And I'm like, because he is the homie. like, what you mean?
He is the ultimate
He
homie.
is the ultimate homie.
He is the homie. He knows. He
He knows
lurk.
me.
Remember Friday? The weed be letting you know. Evil lurk.
I don't know, dog.
And then Bernie Mac was like coming out. Is Sister Jones in? Bro, that's a classic movie, dude. Oh God, people don't understand how iconic that movie is. That whole run from Friday all the way to Money Talks, bro, it's game over. Like that movie's killed it.
I miss Chris Tucker.
I miss cursing Chris Tucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That man don't curse no more. He found Jesus.
He found Jesus.
Fucking Bergoglio.
I don't believe. I'm not a Catholic like that.
But like black people have a different Jesus. They have a different Christianity than Bergoglio does.
they still got Jesus. Jesus
I know,
is the same,
but it's like a different. They're different rules and shit. Like they don't.
They're like
they
Southern,
don't-
like Southern
they don't go to the
Baptists and
Pope.
stuff.
Yes, but like Baptist, Methodist.
Yo, them Southern Baptists is wild,
Presbyterian.
dog. You ever seen them Southern Baptist
Yeah.
churches, the mega churches?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be flying out and stuff, like in
the Gaga harness.
In a harness.
In the Gaga harness just coming out, bro.
They're coming out like, you know.
Damn, that's
they're trying to
crazy.
keep
I
shit-
haven't seen that. You just it's not. You reminded me.
You
I
need to
have
see
seen
it.
that.
They have them.
They have what's
They
the
have all
name?
these big mega churches here in Texas.
What's the name of the one? Aquí.
Ah.
El dumb one.
Fuck.
Olstein.
Joel.
Joel.
Joel
Emphasis
and
on
his
Joel.
Joel.
Hoaz.
Joel.
Joaz,
Motherfucker.
dude.
Yes. He's is he a Southern Baptist?
He's the worst. That's what he is.
I don't know if he's a Southern Baptist though.
The prosperity gospel is what I know he preaches.
Then I don't know if that's
The
Southern Baptist.
prosperity gospel is essentially all the mega churches. And like, in order for you to find Jesus, you have to be the most successful version of yourself. And the most successful version of yourself meaning having the most money.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Southern Baptists are. Southern Baptists are a little
maybe
different.
not.
But I don't know, dog.
I know that's not even what Jesus was.
That's definitely not what Jesus was, and that's definitely not what Jesus said. What you needed to do.
Dude, that's not
That's
what he
the
said.
opposite of what Jesus said you was
That's
had
not
to
what
do.
I said.
That's not what I said. That's Jesus says that shit all the time. I just know it. I just know God from above looking like, that's not what I told y'all to do, dog. But I'm gonna watch it anyways. Like, I'm gonna watch y'all do that.
That's his face. Just
Like, damn. Yeah. You know the Jesus that they
Free will is
use
a
for
bitch.
the. You know, you know the Jesus where he's like, eh. yeah. Yeah, the sun is shining. Yeah, well, that same Jesus is the Jesus I picture with that face, like, ugh. But like, you know, obviously different, like, that's the Jesus I
I
picture.
thought we gotta stop there because it's just gonna keep getting worse.
Before we start, like,
we started off inspirational as fuck, and then
all of a sudden we're like,
now we're at meme Jesus. Now we might as well be the guy that's at the funeral when they buried, like,
yeah,
I fucks with that guy. That guy's dope.
yeah. I don't know how we ended up on meme Jesus, but there we go.
Until next time, everybody, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much in advance for all the Instagram stuff. Follow all our episodes because they get wild like this, get crazy. We've got more content coming. It's looking great. We're gonna keep talking about the stuff that you guys are gravitating towards. We are listening. We're gonna continue going for it. Please like, share, subscribe so that we can continue to monetize. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.